and then you can go with the intro. Let's see, OTNG Session 45. We've got Ethan, Peter, and Tom Mike waiting on Mills. And Peter is about to just kick off and give Mike a recap of last week's session. Thanks, Peter.
I don't know about a recap so much as Aaron made a GM call, and I've never heard him do before, and he gave us a piece of information. And that was that we have enough information within our group to solve the problem before us, which is to seal up this entrance and get the hell out of here.
Oh, right. One of the big events from last week's session, Mike, was entering the finding a secret door linked to the statue with the horns in its ears, and there was a discovery in that secret room. There was also a handout that went along with it, which I will share with you right now.
Yeah, I have to be honest, when we did the pros and cons last week, a major con for all of us was that you were not here when we got that damn thing to actually do something, because you were just as invested as we were trying to solve that puzzle.
Yep.
You should be able to see the handout in your Roll20 session now.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't know who W is.
Mike, are you still with us? Maybe not.
Looks like Mills is in Roll20 now.
Mike is in Roll20.
Mike! How do I add somebody to this stupid group?
I don't know. Speaking of which, who is the admin?
I'm doing it right now. Chatting with you reminded me that I had admin tasks on.
Oh, so you are the one I need you to talk to about having Ryan join. Okay. Because Ryan's like, oh no, I never responded to that. I think I got rid of that email. I don't know. And I said, so you haven't been following any of these conversations? He's like, no.
We lost Mike.
No, we need Mike. And I'm really bummed Brian's not here, because it really would have helped to have another brain. I'm feeling very stupid because I've racked my brain all week trying to figure this one out, and I just,
Where were you stuck? What was giving you?
Trying to figure out how to get out without losing someone.
How to seal this thing up, right, without sacrificing somebody, and we can't just close the door and lock it, because whoever's indoors in there can just open it. So
well,
we have
there's that challenge too, right? So if you were to close the door and lock it, there's the dogmen are still running around in there.
And they're happy in there. We don't want them out, though.
Hey, Nils.
Hey.
How are you, man?
All right. Can I interrupt you and show you something cool I got today?
Please. What? Oh.
Ooh, a piece of terrain. Nice.
What's this?
Oh.
Yes.
Squeezy hex.
Oh, yes. Rubber terrain is so nice.
Where'd you get that?
I got it on eBay. I got like 14 pieces for incredible steel. So it's like almost a pound.
How much did you pay for it? The lot?
Oh, he froze. Oh, there he is. Oh.
He's walking around.
It's nice that it froze on his crotch. That's the best.
That's like every war game photo of every war game. What is it?
It's a field.
It's fields. Yeah, with hedges. This is like the rubber stuff that Tom uses.
Exactly.
Yeah, it weighs nothing. It's hard to damage. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Super cool.
Instant battlefield.
That's all. Looks like it's all 28s, huh?
Yep. And it's all, kind of medieval or, Renaissance style, easily fantasy stuff.
Sure.
So
and you can.
Very excited.
They're hollow.
Cohesive terrain set. Yeah. So. All right.
How much did you pay for it?
75.
75. That's a good price for that lot.
That's a really good price. Yeah, it's all painted, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Easy. All right, back to the game.
Back to the game. We had Mike and then we lost him.
We need Mike to have the conversation. I won't show you guys a picture of my bag full of boxes of secret weapons dungeon tiles, though I'm going to dump them into a big Rubbermaid box to bring them to Pacificon.
Okay, you're just going to dump them in?
Yeah, I think like I'm going to sort them, like get some big Ziploc bags to put like all the mine pieces in one, and like the starter set. So I think just dumping them all in one big box is the best way to deal with it.
You could also probably even build like little foam core dividers and shelves, you know, with like
sure,
spacers or whatnot. I mean, I don't know. It's probably this or that or half a dozen of another, right?
Exactly.
What you need to do is contact Battle Foam and have them make some custom trays for it.
God, they make trays for everything, don't they?
Yep. I think I scared Mike away with my crotch.
No, he was already frightened. He was already gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Wolfsong game with Sullens was just one hero and a henchman each, but it was a lot of fun. Went fairly quickly. He used his Triad of the Dragon characters, which have magic abilities, which is an all new thing to deal with. And yeah.
Hey, Nils, how do I add people to the group IO?
Oh, I've already invited Ethan, if that's what we're thinking about.
I was, but also John Ryan. Maybe I'm not an admin on this, which is fine.
Let me take a look.
You'll always be an admin in my heart, Aaron.
Darn it, Mike. He blue screen, so he's rebooting.
Poor guy. Yeah, so after playing Wolfsong, I'm just like, I really got to get these steampunk figures I own painted. So
sorry about
that's my new excitement.
Hey,
yeah, it's quicker than I thought it would be. Good.
I think I've got a RAM memory leak or something like that. So
bad sim or something.
Yeah.
Or dim or.
Can you put some tape on the side to hold it all in, or?
I threw some glue on it.
There you go. That'd be my answer.
Get the hammer.
Lots of cursing. I always like to use lots of cursing.
Next was the hammer.
So I have no idea when you disappeared on us, Mike. But
right at the very beginning.
Oh, good. Well, we gained a very important piece of information last week because Aaron decided to, in the voice of GM, tell us something, and he's never done that before. And what he said was, we have enough information in our group. We have enough tools and information to do the job we need to do, which is after we got this handout, which should still be up on the screen. We found this behind the ape statue with the horns in his ears. When we finally played on the Feed a Bad Egg on the right, it opened the door.
Okay. Where was the door at?
It was to the left of the ape statue.
I'll show you on the map. I'll take you.
But more important, before we go further, listed during the cons at the end of the game last week was we were really bummed that you weren't here when we solved that, because you had been even more invested, I think, than any of us in trying to solve this one puzzle. So we were all kind of bummed that you didn't get to witness it. But
yeah, thank you. But yeah, yep, I was having to deal with a lot of business last week, so.
Understood. But you were in our hearts when it happened. So we found. Did we find a dead body back there? Or we just found the book.
Yeah, it was like there's a cairn, stone cairn.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's right. And that's right. I found a magic mace, and it was asked that we get. And aren't we carrying the remains because we need to get them back to.
You guys didn't take the body with you, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we don't have the body yet because we still haven't figured out how to get out of here.
Right. Right. We took the ring, though, or something, so we know who it was.
Yeah, we took the rings and the mace, and we just left the bones. We took everything that wasn't his body, basically.
Everything that wasn't nailed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't know if you can read that. If you've got, it's kind of a script, but basically it says, you know, whatever you do, don't tell anyone what you've learned here, and for God's sake, seal this place up forever, and take
as soon as possible.
Yeah, as quickly as possible. Disinter the body and return it to the Scions of Colbranus. So now we have another quest, but in the second, do not neglect the first. Meaning, whatever we do, we've got to seal this place up. Now, we did learn, were you here when we figured out that the bagpipe horn thing that we had to fight that cat for controls 3 different things? It controls humans, animals, and plants, right, Aaron?
That's right.
Okay, so I've had a thought about the plant part, but please, people, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, I have an idea about how we might be able to seal this. But we'll see. Now, what else did we learn last week, guys?
I was just going to say I might have an idea on how we could close this place up.
Okay.
How's that, Ethan?
Oh, I remember.
What if we talk to our cat and dog friends and had them close it up behind us?
Yeah, but they'll just open it and go out raiding afterwards.
Maybe. Maybe not.
You do know about the, you do know that the humanoids with the big bulbing white eyes love the taste of man flesh.
Yeah, we're sealing this thing up.
But I think his point is that those creatures at least would probably open the place again.
Well, somebody would, yes, if we just close the door. So we've got to seal, like use if we could figure out how to work this damn horn to tell my grove of oak trees to grow in here, and we could plant 2 of them right there in the entranceway, and they could grow massively big quickly and crush everything, you know, just break open everything with their roots and seal it, just like when Lapida falls to pieces at the end of Castle in the Sky.
So all the neutral and lawful players characters agree that this is a bad place that needs to be sealed up.
Correct, and the Chaos player appeared to agree that need to be sealed up until he could come back at a later time and figure out this weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, Sindel may be chaotic, but she's also died 3 times in here, so...
He's ultimately practical.
It's what we call a realist.
So has there been any talk about going to the 3rd level?
We have not as yet found stairs to the 3rd level. I don't think we want to do that. I have a feeling now, forgive me for using the Wayback Machine, but back when I was in college, Sullins ran a scenario called Shadow over Kislev? No, something rotten in Kislev. And we had a mission to go up, find out what was going on in Kislev, and come back. That was it. That was the whole mission. Well, we figured out what was going on, and then we decided to get involved. We decided to do something about it. We forgot our mission, which was to go back. And so there's Ken Ralston had written the entire adventure knowing that players would never do their mission and just go back and report what they found. But it's designed to that game was designed to really mess up a party and make them make really hard choices. And it taught me a lesson, and that was don't lose track of your mission. And our mission just seems to be to seal this thing up, not to try to figure out what this weapon is. Oh, when we put the key in the knob and turned it, this big ape heads in the front both started to turn. And I don't remember which direction they turned, but we heard vast machinery and things powering up far, far below, and so we immediately turned it off.
Okay.
Question for all of our spellcasters. Does anybody have Ward Portal?
No.
Yeah, my caster that died did.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
So the big ape heads, when you turned them on, they started rotating like on their axis,
and then they started humming.
Yes.
So like they started to face each other or something like that, or
if you can see the video, I'm like doing some hand gestures in the Hangout, but
no, I got that turned off.
That's fine. You don't have to worry.
I can see you.
Just imagine like it was rotating on 45 degrees left and right, oscillating off of one another.
Were they facing the same direction when they turned, or?
They face in together and then they face out together.
So it's turning into a giant calliope.
Boop, 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 doo, doo, doo. It's not
almost like lead them in, like facing kind of like outwards and then inwards to each other.
Right.
Here, I'll throw something up on the sketch.
We went down to level 2 to try and retrieve the demonic wizard spell book, and we heard we ran into nothing on the way down. But when we got in there, there was shadowy figures, large shadowy figures on the other side of the sleeping screen, digging around in there, and they didn't know we were there. So we decided, since it's a -3 day to our spell casting, and we were down a spellcaster, we thought. And we were down an Eternal Champion. We thought, let's not fuck with whatever's in there, and we backed out. And we felt bad knowing you'd want to get the spell book, but we just said we're not going to die here.
Sure. Are we still on the same day?
Yes.
Yes. And
so we're on -3.
Yes.
Yeah, and currently we're running from ghost, darkness, spirit, wisp things that aren't friendly.
Well,
they're kind of like will-o-wisps, but shadowy will-o-wisps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, but Peter cast
Cast light.
light, and that cleared him. Drove him away. I thought, but
At least pushed them back, and we could make a run for it.
Right. That's what I was saying. Is that it was done so that we could run for it, because it's not going to be permanent.
Okay, true. But here you go, Mike. You'll like this. I cast enlarge, and that was the last thing we did.
Oh, right.
So now the Hobbit is like 9 feet tall.
Okay, sounds.
I rolled well
And
enough that three characters get to be enlarged. Up to
Wow.
Horse has got his head banging against the ceiling here, but
yeah, and they're like 3 times their height.
So were you able to attack these shadow wisps thingies?
We have not tried again since that moment.
You haven't engaged them?
Yeah, so
that happened at the end last week.
Where we ended this session last week was that the party had encountered these shadowy creatures in a couple of cells, and inside the cells there were some stuffed ape corpses, which animated when the thief picked the lock on the cell door. Right.
The ape corpses, though, let's be clear, because we wouldn't just open it for any reason. We've been avoiding that for this very reason, knowing this would happen. But they were dressed like the scribe and the librarian apes in the statues, and we thought maybe that would be a clue that would help us. So as soon as it started moving, we immediately closed the door and locked it, thinking that solved that. And then shadowy tendrils came out, causing all kinds of mayhem. Cast light.
You can see a couple of them just lurking on the edges of the light spell that Gerda had cast, but they haven't pursued you through this bright holy light.
It was Cinderella, unlock the door. Cinderella, lock the door and run.
Yeah. Open the blast doors. Open the blast doors. Close the blast doors. Close the blast doors.
Fortunately, she has insane bonuses on that. But
so is that what those things are off to the just at the edge of the light? Is those
the
things?
squiggles.
Okay.
Yeah. And they didn't attack us yet. They were trying to, and we got the initiative and blasted them with light, and so we don't know how fucking deadly they are, but I'm pretty sure they're fucking deadly.
Right.
Just based on my experience with Aaron so far.
So you guys have fallen back to the eastern edge of this, fallen back to the east down this corridor. There's a door to the north, and
it goes around the corner too.
Yes, and the passageway continues east and then makes a hard turn to the south.
Mike, can you see what's on the other side of that door? Because we came through that door.
The one to the north, yes.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that it was on your map.
So we're going to progress. So are we progressing like to explore, or we just want to shut this place down?
Well, My goal would be to shut the place down, but I don't know how to do it. So if you have ideas as we explore,
your idea about using the
pipes,
growing some huge oak trees into the entryway there, that might be that could work. That would be like an invoke patron kind of thing.
So we both have invoke patron.
Well, it would be a divine aid on the cleric's part.
That's what I mean. Divine aid.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's the same thing.
It is. It
Right.
Really
So
is.
and Gib has the same thing. So
yours is invoke patron, which is slightly different.
Right.
You actually
divine aid is more like
results.
a spiritual miracle. Invoke patron is more like I don't know. I'd have to look.
bidding or
Invoke
asking
patron
for
is more
something.
specific with like it's got its own table.
Right.
Yeah,
Has anybody seen Venture Brothers?
Yes.
Okay, so good, Mike. You've seen Venture Brothers. You know the sorcerer who lives next door. You know, and he goes and talks to that god creature who's voiced by
Right.
H. John Benjamin. That's invoke patron.
Right.
So he goes to God and goes, "Hey, I need some power to do this." And I goes, "Okay, here's some magic," or gives you the
And he
wisdom
gets-
to do
yeah,
it.
he
Right.
gets
That's invoke patron.
Joked about. Right. Yeah.
Right.
No. I get it.
Divine aid is calling for a pillar of fire.
Right, or parting the Red Sea. It's pretty much
Yeah.
the same thing, just different wording. I mean, you're asking for help from a being much more powerful than yourself.
Right.
Pretty much.
And usually both of them involve some kind of bartering or bargaining, or if from the GM's point of view, at least opening another quest that the players can then, have to go deal with. Which I think we have here with these remains.
Yep.
Why were the remains not picked up?
Because we weren't sure what we were doing yet or how to get out of here or anything.
And I think also because they're back up on level 1, and you
Yeah.
guys didn't want to carry them around.
Right. Because we had just had an encumbrance pop quiz.
I always forget who's carrying the horn, the flugelhorn.
I think my first level might be.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, that does sound right.
I have to check.
just
She
wanted
was
to
to begin with.
Yeah, because there's a
find out
number
where-
of things, and they didn't have anything, and so it's like, oh well, they won't be encumbered. Good, hand them stuff.
Right. And I just wanted to know where the artifact was.
Who knows who to have the minions target first?
And I have a mace that I don't know what it does,
Mhm.
but that's
Busy
fine.
People.
Right? Exactly.
Well, as far as Gibbs concerned, popping back into the realm after he was like running around in the whatever universe thingy,
The
multiverse, and pops back in. He's lost his evil champion to do his bidding, but nonetheless, Gib would probably still be willing or wanting to explore more and learn more. He's still very inquisitive about the place, though he understands needing to shut it down. So
should we go around the corner right now in the short term?
So he's neutral, and he still wants to get a hold of that.
That spell book.
Still in love with the spell book. So
Okay, well, now that you're here, we can take a look on the way out of here. I suggest we go around the corner here to see what we got, just in a sense of compromise and exploring, and while we're here.
Well, the other thing is that with the enlarged characters, they will be more likely to be able to deal with what's in that room.
Oh, good point.
Have we determined who's playing, what characters are playing
I
tonight?
don't think so.
We have not had that conversation.
point. There are 4 of you. There can be 5 of you.
Because I would ask that even though the enlarged spell was cast last week, that its effect be based on the characters that are here tonight. So, because originally I said Ericor was going to be
Enlarged.
He's not present. Is that what you're saying? Or he may not be present, depending on the Gerda Hammy, Eric Corvidian question.
Right, and then Vela.
I'm Cindella. Okay. So I hear Cindella, Ridian, Gerda, Gib, and then who's the 5th hero?
If we can cast the spell Invoke Patron from outside with Hammy there, then I won't make an argument to keep him in the party. If we need him for luck, because he's at 16 luck right now. Let me double check this. He's at 15 luck.
If we need a frontliner, I mean, Gerda could probably do it, but the hit point pool would be Horus.
I have no problem leaving Hammy out if I can cast the spell outside with him there to help me boost it.
Oh, like
Invoke Patron.
When you guys decide to quit this place, sure, that's fine. We'll leave it till then.
Okay.
So it's Horus, Sindela, Ridian, Gerda, and Gib. 5. Yeah?
Yes.
5 heroes who stand at a juncture, a corridor leading east and west. West to certain dark despair and doom. North the way you came. East and south to unknown lands, unknown chambers. What will you do?
Nils, who do you want to have embiggenated?
Oh, you're right. Who's biggenated, Nils?
Well, obviously Horus. Basically, to get the best fight for a buck, it would be Horus, Sindela, and Gerda.
Okay.
All right.
Sindela's head is really banging on the wall.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm going to embiggenate Ridian just to give him
bonus hit points.
Survivability.
Okay.
So
that's good.
No
Sindela being like 6'2", 6'3", that'd be a little sketchy.
Be like John's character in Aaron's One Time a Year game.
Yeah, that's
Horus is already tall enough.
He got stretched. Remember that?
He's like 9 feet tall.
He's like 9 feet tall. He really is a second story man now.
I'd love that. I think it's so evocative.
Oh, that was the first. That group is my first DCC experience, and it's been wonderful. I look forward to getting back to Severna Everthorn.
Okay, I'm looking at the marching order here in the south of the map. I've pinged you all there.
Let's Gerda in front.
Looks like, oh, one of these hirelings is dead. This one,
right? The martial-looking one.
Yeah, the
too soon.
Who's carrying the lantern?
Well, it looks like Gerda's got the lantern. No. Gibbs got the lantern because it's ammunition.
Either that or my carry it, since she's not going to be quite so involved.
That's true, and she won't have to sit it down to do stuff.
Well, she's more of a fighter, so.
Who do you want to have the lantern?
Gib.
All right.
You just get once he does that Hands of Fire, you don't get tired of that.
You do if you're in front.
Excuse me a second, guys.
All right, that should be everyone who's present. Gerda, Ridian, Sindela, Gib, Horus, and the follower. Guys can sort out your marching order just so we have a reference if we need it for some sort of melee or combat. That's large enough to put onto the map. And let me know when you're ready and which direction you will travel. Oh, and biggenated is Ridian, Horus, and Sindela, I believe.
Gerda instead of Sindela.
Well, I would recommend, since we are enlarged, that we go back and deal with what's in the wizard's room to try to get the book.
Okay.
Take you a little bit of time to travel over there. You've got 40 minutes,
right,
which the spell will last. I'm gonna show you the fastest way to go, but it includes some air. You could travel up this way, and then down here towards these portcullises. You've not traveled that area yet. you could travel back the way you've come, cross over the pit, and then in towards the wizard's chamber. I don't know. Let me look at Ethan's map and see if there's another fast way.
There's a pretty fast way over to the wizard's chamber.
I think the fastest way is probably
North, then through the snake chamber, south. Ooh, no, it's a one-way door. We can't get that way. We'd have to go through across the moat. Yeah.
Well, what about we could take a chance, go due west, and immediately.
Well, due west of you is also
due west is
shadowy
the
creature.
spirit creatures.
Oh, right. Okay.
Certainly go deal with them in your large forms.
Right.
And then we want to try and cast enlarge again when we got to the demon because it'd run out by that point, most likely.
Possibly. Yeah.
We got the demon. He's gone.
It says debt call.
Oh, there's another watcher. Wasn't it? We decided there's another watcher somewhere nearby.
Yeah, because the room that we just came from had eyes that were following us.
That's right, the statues. That's right. And we would have had to gone north up that other corridor, past where the spirit thingies are, to find out.
Yep.
So did we decide while I was dealing with my dogs? Oh, hold on, I got another apple here. God damn it.
No, no decisions have been made yet.
Another apple?
Oh, he's dealing with the dogs that keep bringing in fallen apples from the garden.
Okay.
My sister's dog came over and started eating a bunch of our apples and then promptly shit like 7 times.
Exactly what I'm trying to avoid. I love this dog. It's a good thing he's adorable. Otherwise, I might have to kill him.
Okay, so what it sounds like is we're probably not going to make it to the wizard's chambers before the spell runs out, given the distance we have to travel. So, our best bet, if we want to, since we're enlarged, if we want to fight, is to try and deal with the shadow creatures. Though I'm not sure how effective mundane weaponry will be.
Yeah.
Right, and almost any of my spells would have no effect.
Is the mace magical?
It appears to be, yes. Which is cool because the figure I'm painting for Gerda now has a big mace. Or a hammer, actually, but you know.
Yeah.
So where are we? I'm kind of lost about where we're at right now.
We're on level 2, and we're just west of basically the chamber where all those giant ivy was, and the giant snake kept disappearing out of our sight.
Oh, okay, up there, right? Got it.
Yeah, in fact, that one-way door takes us right to the snake chamber.
Oh, okay, I see where we're at. We're actually, slightly northeast of the portcullis that we didn't want to go through.
Correct.
I say we care. Gib after getting that, after seeing the stuff that's down in here, and the potential for learning as a wizard, especially after getting onto the mighty bed of
I call it the crystal couch.
Yeah. So he wants to keep on, going. He's not wanting to shut it down quite yet.
Okay, so we'll go around the corner then. There's a compromise.
Fair enough.
All right.
I'm paying attention to see if these things come following behind us.
I'm
just saying we're not.
No, because this area right here is like all blown up with like holy light, right? That's
right.
where you cast your spell, and it lasts for a little while, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, because I rolled well, and it lasts a long time.
Yeah, they're not cross here. I'll make a mark on the map too, just so we have a frame of reference.
But I'm just saying we're not assuming that we'll hold them necessarily, or maybe they know a way around it. We're just not assuming we're safe from behind. How's that?
Okay, that's a good assumption to make. If you go back up the hall, I've left a mark about where you've left your light spell.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
We've
coming
come
down,
to a door.
You're coming down around the south of that the southern bend in that corridor. It leads to a door which opens to whoops. There it is. There it is. Opens to a chamber.
Did he say whoops?
I did say whoops, but only because I was fiddling around with the lighting there. It's
Okay.
30 by 40 on this chamber. And let me just take a quick look at my notes. What's in here?
Nice things that want to help us.
Yes. So
Boxes of explosives.
all over the wall are these very, drawings and designs that all radiate magic. That's
Okay.
the walls are virtually pulsating, vibrating with these from these magical writings. And
All right, Gib, here's your compromise. Here you can learn some stuff. But we're closing this place down soon.
and when you look at them, they sort of shape themselves into letters. Not really words that you can make out, but certainly letters that you can recognize. Nils, your follower, the Kith maid, she reads these letters, however, in that Kith runic alphabet. And she's super perplexed by this because she hasn't seen, this kind of high calligraphy in centuries, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Since before the Dragon Wall.
Yes, since before the Dragon Wall.
Gib will make an attempt to read them.
Okay.
Or make some sense of it.
Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm just skimming my notes. I didn't have them well marked up when you guys came into this room.
It's fine. As long as I get credit for Brian's dwarf converting to my religion.
And are they just on the opposing west east walls
They're
or
on
all the walls?
the east, the north, the south, and the west.
All of them. Okay.
We take you to the nicest places, Gib.
So Gib will ask the group if everybody sees the same thing. Like Gib will describe what he's seeing, and especially to the Kith if everybody's seeing the same thing.
So I'm going to have you guys sort of standing in the entryway to this room, maybe taking 10 or 15 feet into the chamber itself, and you're sort of gazing about at these runes and these markings that are all radiating some powerful magic. They start to form letters that you recognize, and then words, but you can't quite grasp them because then you go to look at them and they sort of fade away, and then you turn your attention to another shape that you see kind of formulating out of the mists or the energy that's scrawled all over this place. And Gib, you were saying you were going to try to read them, see if you could make some sense out of them, right? Why don't you make for me a DC 10 intelligence check?
It's a little easier now, isn't it?
Smarty pants. Mike, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so, Gibbs sort of standing flat-footed, looking at the runes and kind of slack-jawed. Anybody else want to try?
I don't know. After what happened to Mike, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, hey, you're back, Mike.
I say Cinderella will give it a go.
Are you back, Mike?
Back, yes.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, we have two Toms. We have Tom.
One of them should I can't boot either of them because
We'll
that means
lose
I'll
it,
boot
right?
Mike.
Right. Yeah. Don't bother.
What
Doesn't matter.
happened earlier. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Mike,
Mike,
So update, what happened?
I was saying that you were looking at these runes. They kind of form letters that you can kind of make out, and then you focus in on the letters, and they start to form words, but they keep sort of dropping out of your view, and then you go and look at again and try to see what's being said. And I asked you to make a DC 10 intelligence check to try to catch some of the meanings that's being scrawled magically on these walls.
Okay, so I should give a roll.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes, so you are able to catch a few phrases and a few glimpses, and the general gist of the message is that of great knowledge and mystical energies that can be obtained. But wait, no, where's that last phrase?
Yeah, it's a trap. It knows what you want. It's offering it to you. That's never good.
Cinderella will try and read it, see if it says the same thing or if it's
Okay.
If it's a wishful thing.
right.
Yeah, like the mirror of Arised.
Or we could have the other wizard. Did he get dropped?
Or the-
Is he here? No.
Or the Kith who's familiar with the language.
Well,
Well,
each of
yeah.
us see it in our language, I thought Aaron said.
Yeah.
Oh, do
Well,
they?
most of you are humans, so the only non-human I think in the party is the Kith, and she did see it as arcane, arcane Kithian.
Right, but do the
Arcane
humans see
Kithian.
Runes.
What? Not runes.
Well,
What's
ancient.
what's the fancy way of writing?
Yeah, it was script.
Calligraphy.
Kithian calligraphy. That was what was goofing me up. Was the two hard C sounds,
Right.
K and C sounds, I guess.
I get it. I'm with you.
But do the humans see it in English?
The humans see it in common.
Okay, so everyone does see it differently. Okay, so yeah, Ridian will come and do a reading, accessing roll.
Stay on target. Almost there.
No, you can't even. The words are so fleeting. They move so fast. And you're sort of like following them around the room with your finger, but trying to get a beat on what's being said here.
I'm getting confused by the input from my eyes on my front of my face and the eyes on my back.
Exactly.
It's too much.
Cinderella's going to try trying to solve puzzles.
Okay, you're not a wizard, so it's going to be a DC 12 for you, intelligence check.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
Hey.
That looks like a pass. So the phrase that you catch, Cindella, is about wealth and treasure. And you almost have the frame of reference about where it is, but you can't. You're too far away from the wall to see the letters as they slowly fade into the black.
And if Horace were to go, he would find out something about his parents. So I think we need to get out of this room before we all get sucked in.
Fortunately, he's illiterate. Yeah, I think
he's illiterate, but he can read monkey.
It's basically poop.
There's a reason he can read monkey and not much else.
Well, guys, I think this is a bad place to be.
Definitely.
But I have a feeling Gib wants to.
Gib doesn't agree, but he's he's there for the group, so he'll.
Well, do you want to spend just a little more?
Oh, look at that! There's a door down at the bottom left.
I say we go through the room. You want to spend a little more time trying to read it? That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And you got a bonus intelligence now. You know, you want to use
Horace
it? Go
is
ahead.
going to start dragging Cindella towards the south door so that she doesn't become obsessed with anything in this room.
Yeah, I'm just watching to see if it gets to the point where Gibbs unable to, back off, or he's like, no.
Right, if it's the lotus flowers.
It feels like that if you could just get a little bit closer and maybe hold the lantern a little bit higher, you might be able to catch the final meaning of those of the disappearing writing.
Horace will go over to Cindella and tell her to cover her eyes and start moving towards the door.
Okay. So some of you are moving down towards the door at the south.
Yeah.
Radiant's certainly trying again because he's annoyed that Cindella was able to read it.
Yeah. It's a matter of pride.
Okay. Ridian, to be able to read it, you'd have to get right up on the wall. But
I've been coming in. My internet connection's like really messing up or something like that. So
yeah, sorry about that.
I missed out a whole lot of stuff, I think. But Gibbs gonna get close to one of the walls.
Oh no!
You haven't missed anything except it appears that the walls show you what you want or what you're really looking for,
and that they're kind of enticing you to come closer to them.
And I'm just saying, I'm going to keep an eye on Gib, and if you want to keep investigating in here, that's fine. But I'm going to keep an eye on you, so that if you're starting to act really weird, we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and Horace is keeping an eye on Cindella. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. We'll try that. Sure. What the heck?
Okay, so is it both Gib and Ridian that are going to try to read these?
Yeah.
Probably at separate walls, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Or no, let's go at the same. No, Gib says let's both do the same wall and actually converse about what it's saying.
Okay.
Wizard to wizard.
Argue and go after each other for disagreeing with what it says.
Sure, or then we're able to be watched by the party at the same time, and we're able to see if it's saying something different.
Okay, so it's absolutely fascinating, and you're both like super engrossed in the writings and the answers that you're receiving to this question, and
Gib's repeating what he reads.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so one of you takes a spell effect at a 20, and one of you takes a spell effect at a 8. Let's see. It's high-low. We'll take low for Ridian. It's that 20s versus Ridian. Ooh. Ridian, make a spell save versus that 20.
Don't forget your giant.
Using your willpower.
It's charm person.
So make a will save versus DC 20. And Gib, make a will save versus DC 8.
It's damn charm person. This is why Horace is having Cindella cover her eyes.
Mm. All right.
Obviously, the fellow didn't give me any clues that I should stay away from it.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you pass, Mike?
Yes.
Mike passed. All right. Now make a fortitude save.
So Gib's gonna yell out that it's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, and he's gonna look like
So the first thing that happens to you, Gib, is that you feel your mind slowing and dulling, and you hold your hands up to your face, and you're like, "Oh, what's happening?" And your hands are huge. They're like giant, big, ape hands. Reading the same thing's happening to you, but it happens more slowly, and you can see he gets hair sprouts out of his back, and he
that's not
conches
new.
over, and he's really giant. It's like King Kong giant. Ridian, make a fortitude save. DC, I'm going to be fair about this.
So
16.
Gibb's gonna turn away and look down to the ground and keep his face covered.
Oh.
Not enough.
Ridian turns into a giant ape.
Oh shit!
Now remember, Iridium is enlarged, so does that mean he turned giant ape?
You're a giant ape now.
You are King Kong right now.
I push everybody out of this room.
Yeah, so Ridian is a wild ape.
Whoa, we're backing up quick. I'm trying to talk to him using speak with animals.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So
Horace
Ridian
spell
grew
check.
as well.
Yeah, he was enlarged.
Oh wow! But my hands were enlarged, but that was it.
When you recoiled from the wall and turned your eyes away, your hands slowly returned to their normal man size.
Okay.
It may take Horace and Gerda forcibly pulling Ridian away from the wall.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and try?
Well, I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try talking
talk.
to him in wild ape, since actually we know I speak it already.
You do speak it quite well. I'll give you a bonus to that.
Okay.
Why
Shit! It was almost an 18.
Why don't you take a die shift up? And Nils, can you throw a d6, or I'll throw it for you.
It's my D24 plus 3 is a 24.
Yeah, so you can communicate very well with Ridian, but he can't communicate very well with you.
I'm going to speak words of calm and let him know what's going on. It's okay, Ridian. It's okay. We're here. It was a trap. It's the room. It's a trap. The runes on the wall did this to you. Stay calm. We're your friends. Stay calm. We're your friends.
Follow us.
Follow us. Leave the room with us.
So Ridian, you've been polymorphed into an ape, a normal ape, like an ape of the forest, like Sky's people ape.
Worst comes to worst, we at least can find you a good place to live.
Yeah, it just happens to be that I'm extra big right now.
And
Right.
you try to find words to speak to Gerda, but not only you can form the words in your mind, what you want to say, but when you try to speak them, they just come out as grunts and shrieks.
Do I get any pluses for my already
I missed that.
one of the spell effects turns me into an ape?
Oh, do you get a bonus because you're used to this?
Oh, to your devolved This is much more than your devolved Neanderthalic state. Neanderthalic.
Neanderthal.
This is true apeness.
Cool. Still cast spells.
But you
No, you don't. You can't cast spells. You are truly an ape. You failed you weren't able to retain any of your man's mind.
So
Right.
are we out of the room?
If you want to be, you can be.
we're trying to back him out. Come with us. Come with us.
You can communicate with them. I mean, on a level similar to Sky. He just can't communicate with you because he doesn't know even ape speak.
Right. But I can see fear and confusion in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
This
going to try.
isn't afraid. This sounds like
Sounds like what? Like you're happy?
yeah. Who says I'm afraid?
Well, usually when you're lashing out at your friends, it comes out of fear. And so I'm just shifting into cleric mode and trying to calm you down. And I'm hoping that something happens good when we get you out of this room. I got a bad feeling though.
Yeah,
I got
so,
a really
so we'll
bad feeling.
pull him out of the room.
Calmly and gently.
Okay. Down to the south. Is that where you guys are going?
Well, no, I think we have to go back out the way we came because I don't know if down to the south gets us anywhere.
Okay. Wherever you want to go, just let me know.
What do you think, gentlemen?
For right now, we should go to the where we came, but we might end up running into those things unprepared. But for the most part, Ridian is not aggressive and identifies us who we are, right? Yes, no.
He doesn't recognize you. He's an ape. The only thing that's keeping him in check right now is his capacity to communicate with them and explain that
so
it's
everything
safe and
about
that you're
him
friends.
has been removed.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let's pull out to the room where we just came from.
Agreed. That
That's
way.
what he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our best. Yeah.
How are we going to solve this? I got a friend for you.
Well, I mean, if we can't find a simple way to solve this, you could always ask Eldevar for help.
That's true. This might be.
What, to bring him back?
Yeah. So
it is unnatural, right?
Though, to be completely honest, usually when it comes to divine aid, you're probably going to get about one per every several weeks.
Well, yeah, I recall you asking for divine aid and all of us dying, so I don't count on divine aid. Eldevar helps those who help themselves.
Yeah, basically when you cast divine aid for the next day or so, your disapproval range goes up by 10.
It immediately goes up by 10. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that for a while. So
well, the end of the adventure kind of thing.
Right. My point being, we could ask for divine aid for Ridian, but it would be at the cost of you doing divine assistance for closing the door.
Right.
But I don't know what we can do to bring Ridian
back. We out of the room?
Yes, I believe we are.
You've moved north into the hallway near the sunlit spell.
So Gib asks. No, Gib's paying attention to him. Is he demorphing?
No, he's not. He's fucking huge too. He's 18 feet tall, stooping and struggling through these tunnels. He's very worried and uncomfortable, but Gerda speaks calming words to him, and he follows at her heel, kind of slinking like a cowering puppy.
It's possible there's a time limit on this spell, but
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm not 100% sure.
We could go back up to the surface just to...
I think we have to.
Just so that we don't, lose Ridian altogether due to some him panicking and attacking us or running off. And
unfortunately, I think that's what we have to do.
It's not letting me through the door into the snake room, Aaron.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll fix that. Are you guys heading out?
Yeah, I think we need to get to the surface to try to help Ridian.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay.
And the only thought I have is... shit. The crystal couch.
Shattered.
It what?
It was shattered.
Somebody broke it. I can't remember who.
But it shattered when the demon was bound?
No.
I think when you guys were using it, and then the wizard showed up, and then it got broken. I don't
Right,
remember
it was
how
like-
it got, but I do remember it like shattered into thousands of pieces.
Okay.
Oh, because it was because I took the gem out of the socket.
That's right, the gem out of the foot of the bed, not the head of the bed.
That's it.
Oh, right, yeah. Which the gem also was basically worthless, but
Well, from a commercial point, it was worthless, but it powered that thing.
yeah. But all
All
Sonila
right.
cares about was its commercial value.
Yeah,
so-
let's head up to the surface and then.
We are aware there's big snakes in this area, Aaron. We're not forgetting that.
It'll be just like the original King Kong, where King Kong fights a snake.
You would. It's true. It's true. Could be like the Mighty Joe Young too.
Okay, you guys make it out of the dungeon. You're back at the surface. It is
Can we stop for a moment and pick up the bones?
sure you can pick up the body of the fallen champion that you found in the secret room with the letter.
And Gerda has taken the 8 brain draining gem that Iridium is carrying, and she's carrying it for now. I just don't want it anywhere near an ape,
Okay.
unless the Kith wants to carry it.
Yeah, she'll carry it.
Okay. I mean, you're his follower. I don't want to make assumptions.
So Gibb's going to attempt to see if this spell is identifiable or observable in a magical way.
Okay.
And I assume while he's been traveling with us, the spell hasn't seemed to be receding at all.
No, it hasn't.
Is he getting smaller now that we've gone back to the dungeon and the
Yes,
enlarges?
you've
Okay.
reduced to your normal size. Apedian is about 6 feet tall.
I immediately explain to Sky what's going on here, so that Sky can help me with our friend and keeping him calm and keeping him feeling safe and maybe helping him understand how to use his great big fucking hands.
Okay. Okay. So Ridian, Apedian, and Sky's like trying to talk to him or communicate with them, and it's as if Apedian is just a baby. He doesn't even know basic ape words.
This is like Uhura when Nomad drained her brain.
Gib, you wanted to see if it was magical. He's not radiating any magic whatsoever. Whereas even before, the spellcasters of the group all kind of give off a faint sense of sort of some magical presence, but that has been washed away from Apedian.
Which means this is likely permanent, because if it were a standard polymorph, there'd still be some sort of magic about him, that it was magic that polymorphed him. So this could be permanent.
Woohoo!
Shit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't have anything that I think would work with this. I have neutralized poison and disease, but that's not what this is.
You don't have neutralize apiness?
No, I think transmogrify would work. I don't have that. It's not a clerical spell. But I was going to see if remove curse would work, but I don't know.
You just take
But
me back to the village and sell me to the villagers as a sideshow.
No,
No.
I would definitely try to remove curse. Just
I
try it.
don't have remove curse yet. That's
Oh,
a
you
3rd level
don't.
spell,
Right.
but we're on our way to 5th level, and I will get some spells. And I have to come back here every year to check my oak grove, which I'm contemplating making even bigger.
Can you convert
Shit.
trees? Peter, can Gerda convert trees to Ildivar? Would they count?
No, I think they're automatic Ildivar worshippers. They don't have a choice.
If you
So-
planted them.
Speaking of trees, my dog has found yet another apple. Thank you, Parker. I'm helping.
So from from a metagame standpoint.
So,
What was that?
So,
go ahead. Yep, go for it.
from a metagame standpoint, if we want to save Ridian or convert Ridian back from Apedian, then we would want to go in, seal the dungeon, and leave. Go to the village, pop to 5th level, have Gerda get remove curse, and try and use that.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking if I do remove curse, then there's the hope that I could come back and. Oh shit!
So it was clearly magic. It was clearly magically done, right? So
Right.
Gibbs contemplating that we either camp for the day and observe this whole thing, and then he would consider appealing to his god to either point out the direction to go or maybe fix it, blah blah blah.
Invoke patron
Type of thing, right?
I love H. Sean Benjamin. He's wonderful. Parker, how many fucking apples are there out there? It's a whole tree fall.
So it's not. He still wants to see if it's a time based thing. Gib does.
I think it is. I think the time is forever.
So what?
But as with all spells, that would be super powerful of a spell.
Basically, my only question would be, do we want to close the dungeon up now while there's still time in the day, or are we just going to...
Oh, no, we're waiting
the
till
rest of the
tomorrow
day?
at least, because tomorrow is an even. It's not a -3. If I'm going to do something that's going to leave me at a 10 disapproval forever, then...
Well, it's just
not
right
forever.
for the day.
Yeah.
Right, regardless.
And-
I'm going to do
and-
something that serious. I'm not going to do it on a -3 day. I'm just saying.
That makes
Well,
sense.
yeah. I mean, I was
If I can
saying-
avoid it. If it's getting worse from here, then I'll do what I can. But
Right. It's one of those things where you'd want to do it at the end of the day. That's why I was asking if you wanted to do it now.
yeah, I
Gib
don't.
don't want to do it now.
What I am going to be doing if Sky is calming our big albino ape friend, who's hairier than most ape. Let's remember that he's a lot hairier than most apes. He's like a yeti.
So
I'm going to go. If he doesn't need me there, I'm going to start looking for acorns, lots and lots of acorns.
yes, food for Ridian to keep him.
No, I'm not feeding him acorns. I'm gonna. Yeah, I got to
Getting acorns to plant them and then divine aid them into trees.
In the meantime, Gib asks the priestess to ask Sky what he thinks Ridian Ape Man would want to eat, and if there's something nearby that Sky could get, or one of us could go get, while Sky entertains him.
Your Sky pretty much eats whatever you guys eat, so he'll eat whatever rations you have. He'd probably even eat kith meat if he was
I
offered.
would be back.
Gibbs asks Sky to give the food to Ridian, and he's going to give him 2 of his rations.
Okay.
Well,
You can just cross those two.
I'm kind of assuming that all the stuff that I had is either still on me in tatters or
It is. It's still on you in tatters or on or around your person.
Okay.
Were you wearing the encounter suit?
Yeah, actually I was.
Okay. Well, it stretched with you when you enlarged, and it's still on the ape.
Nice.
Yeah, ape in a gold lame suit. Woo!
Hey, that's a little protection.
But Ridian also already had two rations, so if you can get the backpack off him.
We will.
Yeah, we're not wanting. Gibbs not wanting to like scare him or frighten him. Just more
kind
or
of
less,
make
just
friends,
really try to friendship,
Okay.
hang out. super
Yeah.
unalarming stuff.
Yeah. And Aptian's kind of settling down, and you see Sky that looks like him. He's a little more at ease and not put off by the 4 or 5 of you because of Gerda's presence, and he feels safe around her because she's told him he was safe.
In the meantime, when Gib was exploring the top of the cave mountain thingy, did he see many boulders or rocks up there, or was it pretty what was the landscape like?
There were some rocks up there, sure. Are you thinking about trying to seal up the top of the
yeah, that's Gib. So
chimney?
Gib explains that one way that this place could be nullified for bringing in this thing would be to just completely start filling up that shaft.
Yeah, that could work, and also
As a beginning, right?
and also
That's
yes,
a really good
definitely
idea.
as a beginning.
Really good idea.
I mean, that would just be like the easiest thing is just start imploding that shaft. So it couldn't be used as a megaphone of some type, which is what Gib thinks it is.
Yeah, well, we definitely decided that's what it was.
Okay, with the camping session, let's just go around the table and ask what general things you guys want to do before we run the camping procedure and then kick off the next day. Ridian, Aptian, Kith Girl, and Arcor, what do you guys want to do?
Slan the Shah will try to help Ridian as much as possible. However, without upsetting him.
She's pretty disgusted. She's pretty disgusted by him.
That's true. That's right, because of his degeneration.
Well, I mean, it's not even his primal state, Ridian's primal state, which she found kind of hot.
Yeah,
kind of hairy way,
Girls always do.
But as an animal, she's just completely over it.
Right.
So one thing Gib's going to do is he's going to go into a meditation and try to understand the spell.
Okay.
That was thrown at him. He experienced it, and so he's going to go into a meditative state for the night, or
Okay, well, I can definitely address that. We'll come right back to that as you meditate and ruminate on the magics that you experienced in the caverns below.
I'm going to be doing some meditating we'll talk about later as well.
Okay, Ridian or Aptian, Slam the Gap,
Simeon?
Hardcore, what? Simeon.
Simeon.
You're terrible. That's awful.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Well, as she has time, Selena Shaw wants to start working on making that armor. So I'm not sure what time it is of the day, but yeah. So she's got that big needle thing. She's got beetle.
Okay, why don't you make an intelligence check, DC 12?
Oh wow! Cool. Okay. Come on back to here.
Made it.
There we go. Just barely.
Yeah, so she's
Stop your grinning and drop your linen.
How to put something together. Why don't you make another check for me, this time DC 12 agility.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Reggie.
Oh, a pass, eh? Yeah, so she's able to kind of stitch together with the catgut and the giant needle and those shells something that's passable as kind of armor. It's sort of like a breastplate with the shoulder pauldrons and even like a helmet.
Mhm.
So you can have hide plus a helmet.
Nice.
You know what? I just realized
Hmm.
I should gank Horus and take the Kith armor.
Well,
Yeah, you good luck with
Okay.
that.
Okay, all right. Hide plus helmet. All right, I got it. Aircore has nothing really to do other than just be stunned by the continuing freak show that is Ridian.
okay.
You get a real good glare from Horus.
He gets
All right.
hairier and
So what do you want to
hairier.
do? What do you want to do with this this camping session?
I'm sorry, I was making noise. Did you just ask me?
Yeah.
Well, to begin with, like I said, I'm sending Hammy out and, well,
Foraging.
yeah,
Is he going
foraging. No, but if I can't leave Simeon alone, you know, if only thing keeping him from freaking out and running off into the woods is me, then I'm going to stick around. Otherwise, I'm going to start moving around looking for acorns, and if I have to do that, then I'm going to take him with me to start showing things that he can eat right there on the forest floor. So, and I want Sky with me at all times with him as well, just so he feels very comfortable with Sky. Plus, my plan is to convert him to Ildavar eventually as well. So, just to spite Nils.
Okay. Okay. Well, yes, you can definitely do that. Why don't you make 2 luck checks, one for Gerda and one for Hammy or actually just make a luck check for Gerda as you scour the forest for food stuff.
Well, she's looking for acorns, not for food, but you know what I'm going to use them for. Oh, fuck! The one time I roll a goddamn 20, I don't find an acorn anywhere.
Make another luck check.
Can Hammy help? He's good at foraging.
Oh,
that's much better.
All right. Well, you saved yourself from that. Okay. You don't find any foods, but you do kind of show some simian ways to Simeon.
Okay, do I find acorns for my spell?
He starts to have a few words. Do you find any acorns for your spell? Make a luck check. And this is the last one. Oh, the switching of the dice. You do. You find it. You find a large oak tree that's heavily laden.
Excellent.
But it's the only one that you've actually seen in this forest.
A sign. This is a sign.
It is a sign. It is a sign.
Well, that's the
sign.
It is a heaven. This is a sign of Ildavar. This is where we're supposed to be. We're following the path. I turn to the members of my party. Would you people listen to me now? I'm gathering them up, and I'm going to say prayers. And everyone I gather, I'm going to say a prayer over as I gather to thank to the Holy Lady.
Write down as many acorns in your character sheet as you want. You can.
I'm not going to be carrying them out of here. Oh, I mean, I might have a dozen. Like, yeah, I'll write a bag full. How's that? But I'm
just letting you know that's certainly an opportunity with this sort of success. So
excellent. So the grove that I have to plant anyway, my plan is to start these things down that entry passageway.
So you have, I think you've already have planted the grove out around your campsite.
Oh yeah, but it's going to be a lot bigger now, is what I'm saying.
Oh sure. And let's see, Ridian. Not Ridian, Gib, you were meditating and ruminating on the spell effects that you had observed.
And felt.
Why didn't you make a DC 10 intelligence check for me? Any intelligence mod for you?
That'll be.
So I think you're a 9. Do you want to burn a point of luck?
Shoo. Can Hammy throw me a luck?
Hammy's not present.
He's foraging for acorns, I guess.
Oh boy. Well, Ridian's helped out Gib before, so yes, he will.
Okay. So go ahead and mark off your point of luck, and so you're sitting in silent contemplation about this spell and this magic that you observed in those strange runes, and your eyes fly open, and you're like, of course it was a trap. It baited you, the wizards, to its runic forms, and then it transformed poor Ridian into an ape. And you know, by the power and the alacrity of your mind, that this Ridian is an ape for all time being.
Oh, fuck. It's finally a TPK. The first party is completely gone now.
Member.
Oh, there's none of us left.
Well, you can always try a remove curse and a divine aid, because
No.
Okay, so however, so
it was powerful. It was a powerful polymorphic spell effect that was enchanted into that chamber, and those that gazed upon it would be converted into apes.
I was just gonna say we should be thankful we didn't lose Gib as well.
Okay, so one thing Gib does realize though is that who his patron is, and that it basically deals with time, and that also that this forever onwards thing is not necessarily something that's out of the realm of his patron. So he's going to prepare for a invoke patron in the morning.
Okay, on the dawn of the next day.
Yes.
Okay.
One other thing to consider, I don't know if it would be of any consequence, but would my patron have any concern or thoughts or reaction? Or is I still pretty minor in my...
And your patron was Retromax?
No, my patron was the Kith spider god.
Oh.
And Retromax.
Well, kind of, yeah. We never had really a deal with Retromax.
You could have...
I could be a spider ape? Oh, how cool! Like a drought.
You could have Sla Nagash try to
Spider ape
invoke
spider
patron.
Ape does whatever spider ape does.
She doesn't have the spell.
Well, I mean,
elves automatically have it, so wouldn't Kith?
They're magical creatures in their own right. I mean, she could try. She could reach out and try to contact the Black Queen, but she's a little hesitant to do so because it never really goes all that well.
Yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, Horus does have the ability to call on something.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll. No.
Yeah, Horus has an. I think Horus has invoked patron as well, doesn't he?
He is a divine aid.
Divine aid.
Of an ancient Kith god.
Kith god, yes.
Which also never goes well.
Right. So yeah, the Slana Shah will prepare to try to invoke him first.
Yeah. Gib rolls his eyes to everybody attempting to think that they can fix it outside of the magical realm, and settles in.
Everybody's like praying to their gods, burning incense, sitting cross-legged around the campfire.
So he resigns himself. He goes off out of the outer circle of the place and gets settled in to start preparing himself.
Okay, so he sequesters himself away from the majority of the party that are all yammering and jabbering about how
magical people.
No, there's a moment though. There's a moment, a quiet moment when he's kind of sitting there looking at everybody, shaking his head, and he looks off to one side. You can see Gerda showing him what to eat, and they make eye contact, and Gib gives a little shake to his head, and Gerda gives a little nod, and then continues to teach him how to be an ape. Meaning we understand each other completely. That I'm gonna help him be an ape. If I can't get him back to being a wizard, then I will help him be the best ape he can be.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is the potential of a nice big ape rolling around with this, you know.
Cinderella has nothing to do with this. It goes
Great
to find the nearest river and takes a bath.
Who are these people?
Who's taking a bath?
Cinderella.
Oh, alone?
No, Aaron, stop that. God, he's trying to kill us. You've already turned one of us into an ape, a plank member into an ape. Take the win. Take the win. Take it easy, Ed.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do if there's nothing else, we'll just do the camping procedure. And then...
Well, there's just a couple of things, just again, like I said, RPG things like with Gib just now, but she is going to take the remains, and they're being wrapped up.
Oh, tending to the bones, tending
Yes.
to the remains of the fallen champion.
Yes, and thanking him for the mace that I am carrying, and I'm carrying it in his memory, and to do his work.
Mm-hmm.
And my intention is to offer it back to his brothers when we get to the other place, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I'm also praying over all of these acorns, and I am praying to my lady Ildever to tell her to communicate. Not, I guess it'd be like invoke patron in a way that I'm just communicating the plan. Hold on. What I want to do to try and what I will need her help for, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. Hey, dogs, enough. It's one of those things where she needs to meditate or whatever. Stop.
All right.
Stop teaching your brother how to bark.
Let's run the camp procedure. Everybody eat a point of food. The thieves and halflings can recover a point of luck. Recover a point of spell burn, recover 1 hit point, reset your disapproval, recover 1 point of stamina. It is now the dawn.
Turn back into human, right? You forgot that step?
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping he would mention it.
It's now the dawn of the first day of the House of Stone and Dust. There is a -3 spell check penalty in place.
Oh boy! Oh,
It's the same one we've been dealing with.
And the dawn.
I thought it was going to be 0. That's why Gib waited. But oh well.
Do we have a less than -3 coming up soon?
The calendar runs out at +3, -1, -3, +3.
So we have a long wait, is what you're saying, before it's anything better than a...
No, tomorrow, the second day of the House of Dust, Stone and Dust is +3.
Then I'm going to wait to do what I need to do tomorrow. I do not intend on going back down there, gentlemen. To be honest, I think dawdling is what just cost us our friend. And I think, again, a sign from the goddess, a sign from the lady that we needed to get out of there and do our job. And so I intend to get ready for that, and I'm going to start planting and saying a prayer over every one of these.
Yeah, Horace and Cinderella will spend the entire day hunting to give us food to get back to the village once we close this place up.
Okay, go ahead and make your luck checks.
Here's Horace, who should probably not make it.
Make another luck check.
Wow.
Oh boy, it's Horace. What do you expect?
Oh.
You made it! Holy shit!
Dodge that bullet. Okay.
Each of us have done that tonight.
Okay.
And then Cinderella luck check.
Yeah. Horace is almost never. Horace made 2 luck checks in his life. Nope, she's not gonna make that. It's close, but
Well, she could burn a luck to make it.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, it is.
Not on luck checks. It's not a self-fulfilling prophecy with the luck.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Horace and Cindella.
So,
Gib, are you doing anything with this session, or
Gibbs just going to keep on meditating, you know.
yeah, trying to find the ley lines and the power of the stars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And understands that the winds of magic are not blowing well that day. And
And he and I will converse a couple of times because we are in full understanding of each other of what the hell's going on here.
Gib does ask early on for Hammy to be ready in the morning. That's when he'll need all the help he can get.
So Slanesha will, of course, be doing her preparations, glaring at Gib, since obviously he doesn't know what he's doing. And
she's chewing on kith meat.
right. This would be you. And then,
why aren't we eating the wizard?
Ericor will be basically helping her since he has a vague familiarity with whatever she's trying to do. The one thing that I would like to try to do is, if it's at all possible, to figure out a way to get the environment suit off of Viridian.
Oh yeah, sure. You can get it off of him.
Sure, I can convince him he'll be more comfortable without it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you would, but not quite so fetching and stunning.
That's it.
Okay, so then those two will be wearing the environment suits.
Okay, Hardcore and
Slanesha.
Oh, Slanesha. So she's going to wear. So it's the environmental suit or the beetle armor that she made.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was additive or.
It's not an and. Yeah.
Okay.
You can certainly wear it. You can certainly wear them both. You only get the AC from one.
Okay, well that's fine because if nothing else, the environment suit protects them.
Yeah, and it is kind of cool looking. I mean, that gold and black carapace of the beetles.
Right, and I think it gave the same armor as the hide that she already had. So
it's a 14 probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was right. So yeah, they'll both wear it and
okay.
Yep.
Cool. Anyone else, or shall we just run another camp session?
Let's go ahead and run another camp session.
Okay, everybody eat.
Does anybody have any food?
Who's hungry? I think it's kith meat.
Beforehand, let's see what we can do here.
So we've got basically 2 days that we need to feed on, right?
Well, yesterday and today, yeah.
Right.
No, that's a point of disapproval.
No, just what you need.
Well, it's going to be gone in the morning. I'll try it again. Yeah, that's like the minimum. So
he's food of the gods, eh?
Food of the gods.
Oh, you have that, huh?
Yeah, we've used it a couple times.
I knew that. I knew.
Yeah,
that
Garrett had it too.
Yeah.
Garrett used it as a distraction.
Right.
So I think my people can feed themselves for the 2 days.
D6 plus cleric level people. Merely makes normally inedible food edible and has no effect on poison.
Okay. So
this result does not create new food or water from thin air. So Hammy's going to burn a luck, which takes us to creates food and water from thin air and have to feed 5 plus the cleric's level and people, so 9 people.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, so nobody has to burn a point of food this day. This eve. All right. It is the dawn of the second day of the House of Stone and Dust. There is a +3 spell check modifier in place, as well as the Gorath approaches in the night sky. +1 to corruption-based mutation rolls.
Woot!
Wow.
So, wait a minute,
we missed it.
Yeah, you sounded like the Star Trek original Voyage's villain there for a second.
Who did you say approached in the night sky?
I thought he said Dagora.
Yeah, I was going to say, is our first adventure now coming back to haunt us?
That was Dagora. Gorath is something different. Gorath is like a constellation of like a demon of a demon face. That's astronomically present in this fortnight.
Okay, not to sound morbid or selfish, but we're kind of free of that bitch now, aren't we?
So far, yeah.
Well, I mean, none of us know anything about her. Yeah, we don't owe her.
That's true.
Iridian owed her, and he's gone now. So
yeah. She was Iridian. Iridian was her man in the loosest sense of the term. Okay, what do you guys want to do with the second day of the House of Stone and Dust?
I think it's time for a ritual.
Yeah, so
Slanashaw's going to start off with her trick.
Okay, yeah, she can go for Gib. Gib rolls his eyes and says, "Okay, go ahead."
Crosses his arms, looks at her.
I have no idea what's going to happen, but
so you're trying to invoke the Black Queen,
right?
The Black Queen of the Web.
Yes.
All right, roll a d20, and you can add any personality modifier or subtract, as the case may be.
Well, no, it'd be intelligence, wouldn't it?
Not personality. In this
instance. Okay, invoke patron. I mean,
it's
yeah, thank you.
This is like just reaching out to the elder god, kind of.
Right.
She's not following the arcane path currently. She's a warrior.
Gotcha.
You're blasted for your troubles. Take a point of damage, and you cannot follow the arcane path next level.
Okay. Wasn't planning on it, but that's good. All right, so next up.
Who's next in their Hail Mary to Simeon?
Is it the magician's turn? Is it the real magician's turn?
Well, what I've been doing is also teaching him where the mother tree is. That's the name of that huge oak tree. It's the mother tree. And I'm teaching he and Gib, not Gib, Sky, that this is where this is the center of Ildivar for him. And this is where he's going to bring his followers to the goddess. And this is a holy tree. And when I come back every year, this is where I expect to find him. And
yeah, Sky's fully bought on board. If you haven't converted him to a follower already, you should do.
No, remember you said early on that he was converted. I'm saying that this is my part of this is his chapel. And I'm making my blessings and my offerings and thanks at the mother tree regularly while we're here.
Okay.
That's the magic I'm doing. So now, as Gib said, back to the real magic users.
Back to the real magician. Okay.
So Gib will ask Sky.
Hammy's hanging out.
And the priestess to flank Simeon to the left or the right, and Gib will go into his trance. But before he does that, he takes out his. Of course, he talks to Hammy and asks him to be there for luck. But that behind Gib, that is, and then Gib will take out his magic dice and stand up and look straight up and put the dice in his eyes, holding them there as he does this. At the same time, he's going to spell burn.
Okay, how much are you going to spell burn?
He is going to spell burn a total of 6.
Wow.
And he gouges his eyes out and replaces them with the dice.
Oh,
those are just from your first three. Those are from your first three traits.
From my first 3 traits, yeah. So 3 from strength, 2 from agility, and 1 from stamina.
Okay. Where does that put you stat-wise now?
9 for strength, 10 for agility, and excuse me. 10 for strength, 10 for agility, and 11 for stamina.
Okay. So
Wow.
you're
Really
okay.
buff.
You're
Man.
okay in terms of your stat line. Why don't you go ahead and roll a d24 for the spell burn effect?
And Hammy's just really hoping this works, if you know what I mean.
Can somebody call up the funny dice?
Oh, did you not make a button for yourself at the bottom of your screen?
Maybe I. Nope, I did. I just forgot about it.
Are my dogs playing? Is the noise coming through?
No, I don't.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I thought it would add flavor. It's the sound of the jungle around us.
Sound of the jungle or the wizard and the kid glaring
Like,
at
what's the difference?
Okay, so as you begin your invocation, these huge maggots start to writhe around your arms and start falling from your sleeves. Flap.
Oh, that is so cool.
And they like whirl around, squirm around your feet, and then kind of wither and shrivel. They're about 8 inches long, each of them, and they through your whole invocation they continue to drop from your sleeve.
Right. Unbeknownst or uncared to Gib, because he's got those dice in his eyes.
That's right.
For that specific reason, to basically allow him to get closer to his goddess that he's in love with.
Right. Okay,
That
go
is
ahead
so
and make
cool.
go ahead and make a
So the,
spell check in your plus like lots.
yeah, it'll be so it's +3 for the day, 6 for the spell burn, and then
4 for level, and then how much for intelligence?
2 for intelligence.
So it sounds like plus
You're
12 to me.
You're plus 15.
Plus a lot.
He's plus 15 because let me see. 2 for intelligence, 4 for level, 6 for that, plus 3. Yeah, 15.
And so, just as a reminder for Invoke Patron, basically all the things is just per judge.
Yep.
So we're gonna find out what happens. Here we go. No.
Saw 19 for a second.
Well, it's a 20.
20.
Okay.
So Hammy, so that's a 20. So if it goes to the next level at 24, if that's going to make a difference, if Hammy could throw another 3.
2 points to bring it to 24.
Why don't I have to throw 2? Because they're worth 2 each.
Oh,
Yep.
right.
It's only 2.
It won't make a difference in any case. So
Then I choose not to.
So you're beginning this strange incantation and place the dice in your eyes and you gaze up into the heavens, the piercing sun and that are shining through the dice into your mind's eye, and there you see the presence of your patron, that mysterious shrouded woman.
Yes.
It's always a woman
with the demon-like hands, and she turns to you and says, "Give, my most favorable servant, why do you come to me?"
I come to save a friend and comrade in that passage and journey that I have taken upon for you.
Is it poor Simeon that you wish to save?
Even the gods know his name is changed.
Ridian. in the
Radiant
past.
is no more. But should you wish to save him, there is but one small chance. Take him to the deepest level of the gates of Gann. And there, find a circular room. Place him in the middle, and call upon me once more. Then shall he be saved.
Ah, shit.
Holy
Or
shit.
instead
That's awesome.
of saved, restored. Restored to
Whoa.
his mortal self.
You guys didn't. Hey, puppies, enough. You guys didn't feel that?
No.
Shh.
Did you
Sorry,
have an
my whole
earthquake?
house just shook.
Oh.
Oh, you just had an earthquake?
God. Ugh. All right. I think we have everything under control now.
Did you just have a small earthquake?
Apparently I did, and my dogs are freaked.
I'll bet they are. They don't like that.
Yeah. I haven't felt anything in Santa Clara here.
Okay.
Nothing here.
We've been getting a lot of them in these.
Interesting that it happens right when Invoke Patron happens.
Yes, I was just going to say that. So as he comes out, I say, are you ready for me to close the door?
Well, hold on a second. Gib pulls the dice out of his eyes. You can see it there. His eyes are somewhat bloodshot and bruised from it, and he's recovering from these maggots coming out of him.
Oh, and in fact, they don't. You can feel them wriggling inside your shirt, and you're like, "Oh fuck, what is this?" And you like yank it out, and it's one of these wriggling things, and it's like constant. You shake your sleeves, and they come out. They're in your shirt folds. What do you do?
Gib's gonna take off his shirt.
Okay, you shake out your shirt, and you're like, finally you're free.
And then he goes on to gather everybody in the.
So you can go shirtless now, and not suffer this penalty, or you can wear a shirt and suffer the penalty of these writhing maggots.
Oh, okay.
Until we take care of the situation. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that he can go shirtless, or he can suffer the penalty of these maggots.
And then Gib will go shirtless.
Sweet.
For now.
For now. Okay. Write down on your character somewhere.
Shirtless.
The curse of the maggot shirt.
That's just fun at parties.
So Gib explains that if we wish to save our comrade, that we are not to seal the dungeon up as of yet. And that his God has spoken to him. And basically relays the entire message that he was given. That it was a circular room in the lowest level, and that if we can bring Sibian to there, that his mortal form will be restored.
Oh, fuck. I want to leave.
I know. Me too.
So it's so Gibbs tried. He said it. He's done everything that he could for right now. Now it's up to the group. If the group doesn't want to do this,
we have to.
Well, exactly.
You're stuck between a rock and a rock. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, who's to say that Simeon won't survive the night?
Well, Sky will take care of that. I'm not worried about him not surviving. I'm just, if there's a chance of getting Iridian back, then don't we have to do it?
Well, why don't
Nils, what do you think? You've been
he want Iridian?
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about this, Nils?
Well, I don't feel a lot being Simeon.
No, he doesn't. But what does Nils think?
I was actually already slightly considering, you know, with what is in the dungeon and the power and the power vacuum left there. I was already considering kind of having Ridian make a decision to stay in the dungeon when you closed it.
Shop, as it were.
What?
To set up shop.
Yeah, pretty much, and take over whatever the other guy was doing. Ridian is getting so weak and so weird that I'm not sure how much longer I would be able to play him.
So this might be a logical. This might be a logical point to.
Yeah, of course I'll be bummed because he was a great character and a lot of development, but
he could be.
That's my thought.
But this could be the full page art in the DCC module. It says where Ridian became an ape, and has a really great drawing by I don't know Stephen Pogue. You know.
Yeah.
What about by Peter Gross? Heck.
I'll see what I can do. I'll draw a big ape.
Just do a progression of Ridian from spellcaster corruption to ape.
So I'm going to go back to more in character then, now that we have an idea of what the other player wants. And he's not like, no way, you can't leave me here, guys. I don't want to be an ape. If he's not that averse to it, I say this is the natural way. He was becoming more and more warped by chaos. He was becoming more and more lost to us and more lost to nature. And now there's hope that he can become one and the balance can be returned to him. Again, talking like the priestess of Eldeveer.
Sure.
Or that, I think there's a way to spin it, but yeah, let's see what happens when he gets back.
Yeah, so if he wants to, then I'm happy to leave him here, and then he could be again the way I see like Garrett. I figure we visit. I'm going to be here every year, even if it's just again a role playing conversation about what I'm doing at certain times, and it's not even an adventure. I'm coming back every year, so I plan to see my big super hairy albino Yeti friend and Sky and check on the Grove.
And Garrett's within a couple days distance anyway, so
that's it. Dogs heard the microwave. Oh my god.
Over the microphone, and they're like, microwave?
No, they were out back. I had them outside the door so they could wrestle outside. But they heard the microwave and they're like, wrestle, fuck that. We want to eat.
Daddy's got food. Okay, what do you guys want to do on the second day? It's about an hour's passed as you began your rituals at dawn and had these conversations about the visions and the stripping of bare-chested Gib.
Yeah, and I think we're Gib like the bear.
He's like a Harlequin novel, right?
Yeah.
The cover of a Harlequin novel. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, here, hold on a second, guys. Okay. There you go, pups. Yeah, I think we are. If Nils is as a player is not adverse to it.
Let's Nils some more. Let's let him. I know how to weave in the story depending on what he wants us to do. So at least Gib has his reasons for one or the other.
Right.
It sounded to me like Nils was kind of mulling it over and wasn't absolutely committed to rescuing Ridian.
I like the idea that he was going to leave Ridian behind to kind of take over the place.
So yeah, that's yeah. I mean, if you guys are up for extending the adventure and killing the whole party, that's great. I'm happy to have get Ridian saved, but I'm not going to be. I won't hold it against you if you decide not to do it.
I think that's well put. I think that's well put, Nils.
And I do think we would lose party members
at this point, definitely. I think we would.
This thing is taxing the shit out of us, and we lost the ability to be turned to giants. So,
yeah, that was a big plus.
No pun intended.
Of course, I'm going to punch Guy the next time I see him. So.
Thanks to you, I'm an ape.
I'm gonna post to the handout the art from that chamber with the runes. It's pretty cool. What do you guys want to do with this day?
Is this the day where we have the plus spell check?
It is a +3 today.
All right.
I think we seal this place, but
so Gib talks to the priestess and they discuss whether or not Sibian is at peace now.
I think he is.
Talking with them.
Look, the ape's not twitching. The ape's not muttering under its breath. The ape slept all night without hovering above its sleep mat. It climbs happily. It's eating. It doesn't seem to grow more hair. It has no extra eyes.
And a horrible life.
Yeah, that's what the Kith maid says. She says it's sad. He's but a beast now.
And Gib came back from talking with his god that it would have been only through Gib's trial and tribulation to save him, that it wasn't in the destiny or nor the future for Iridian to have been able to serve the destinies anymore. Conduited or not through Gib.
Nicely put. By the way, I didn't see a handout come through.
It's about to be posted.
It would have been Orpheus trying to.
I have to go through a few hops to create it.
Would have been Orpheus trying to break through the natural order of things.
What do you guys want to do with this day?
I want to. I guess the only way to get these things to grow and grow quickly is divine aid, because we don't know how to use the horn to make plants do what we want, and I don't think it would be a good thing anyway, based on every time we use something that we got out of this place, it wasn't good.
Well, we do have 9 charges. I think we figured out on it, so we could try it a couple of times. But
3 charges.
3. Okay, I thought it was 9. Never mind.
No, it's 9.
Oh, okay.
No, 5, sir.
Well, do we know how to use it? Do we understand that how we could play it so that it would make the plants grow really fast? Do we know how to do that? Or this sounds like something I need to call on my deity to do.
So who figured out how? Oh, it was Ridian that figured out how the horn worked. So
but he explained it all. And
okay, so he explained it.
And it's only because Gib wasn't here last week.
Sure. The controlling of the plants sort of works like the entangle spell, like sort of animate plants, and so you can sort of shape them, bend them to your will, as it were. Plants, maybe cause them to writhe or possibly even walk, but they're still very planty, right?
Oh, look at that picture.
It's not much of a growing thing. It's more of a control them, right?
Right. It's not like a miracle grow.
No, it's more like move those ivies out of the way so you can go talk to the cat.
Right, or tangle up that goblin warband, or
tangle up the cat.
Or tangle up the cat.
That's the other reason I really want to see all these places. I fucking hate that cat.
Cinderella's sad that the cat didn't follow her.
I'm not. That thing
you guys ran from the cat, didn't you? Yeah, you did.
Yes, we did. It was in its 7th life when it was going to get worse.
So,
oh, poor Iridian.
So
not much of a change.
To be honest.
Except for all the extra body parts.
So Gib asked the priestess if she could convey to Sky to follow Gib up to the top of the place and start picking up giant boulders to shove down that hole and maybe we can get Simeon to follow along and do the same thing.
Sure, you guys want to spend the day clogging up the chimney chute?
Yeah, yep. And Gib thinks that's probably the most important thing to do.
Okay, well,
Cinderella and Horace will assist Gerda with any ritual prepping or anything she needs.
all right, so we're at a +3 today.
Mhm.
It gives me
So,
a
let's see.
+9, if I'm not mistaken. Do I get any bonuses for having spent a lot of time prepping or anything exciting like that? Or because I planted them in a holy symbol?
Well, because of the great oak, I'll give you a die shift up.
Oh, nice.
You know, for finding the great oak and recognizing it for what it truly is.
So I'm at a +9 for level and day and personality.
Okay.
So it's going to be a D24 +9.
Mm-hmm. So you instantly go to +11 disapproval.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crap.
that's disfavor by like a lot.
Well, Hammy's going to help so it doesn't completely fail. I mean, I'll take the disfavor, but I want it to go off. You know what I'm saying?
Let me check the order of the disfavor.
Oh no, I think we already did that. That the disfavor just doesn't. It can't go
It
off.
cancels. Yeah, it cancels the spell. And the reason why it's disfavor is because you rolled a 3 on the D24.
Right.
And that's within the range of your disfavor currently, which is 11. So
Which
11 minus 3
percentage.
is 8.
Oh, I see. It was 11 not after I cast. It was 11 before I cast it.
Right. Because it instantly goes to that. Right. It's like you're calling on me for this.
That's what I was checking, was if it happened instantly or after it got called.
If you want to take a look at it, Ethan, as our rules lawyer, but that's the way I was.
Yeah, no, that's fine if that's how you want to rule it.
Well, I mean, that's the way I was interpreting it. So
yeah, no.
Shit.
I think we're all in our rule books right now.
I'm painting.
Yeah,
I don't
so
care anymore.
I mean, it says it's a cumulative +10 to future disapproval, but judge can decide. So.
Oh well, no, that's fine. If it's future, that's fine. So you're at 11 right now, Peter.
Right. So,
I'm just
I didn't actually.
I'm just looking at the rules.
Yeah.
So the extraordinary act imparts a cumulative +10 penalty to future disapproval range. Okay, so it's not immediate, but now you're
Right.
So it was almost disfavor, because if you had rolled a 1, it would have been disfavor, obviously.
Right. That's the difference.
But now you have 12. Your disapproval is 12 currently.
Yeah.
Right.
So if he tried it again, it would probably backfire pretty badly.
No, but it's gone off because.
No, it doesn't go off because when you get disapproval, when you get disfavor.
Right, but it's not disfavor.
Right. It's just a failed cast. So Hammy can burn like crazy. Luck to get the spell to go off. I think that's where we're at, right?
Well yeah, that's what I'm saying, because even if I roll a 3, I'm at a +9, so that's 12. And then Hammy can help augment that.
You need to get up to a 20.
So that would be 4 points.
Okay, so then I'm going to burn 5 of them to push me over.
Okay.
Yes, because that should be the next bump, roughly.
Right. That's sufficient. Yeah. So
that brings you 22.
So in the end, what were you calling on Ildevar to do to sprout these huge oak trees into giants?
Again, if you had done your homework and watched My Neighbor Totoro, you would know exactly.
I have in my mind what's happening, but I just want to be sure because I haven't seen Totoro. So.
Okay, so in the movie My Neighbor Totoro, the girls planted a whole bunch of acorns in this little square, and it's roped off. And one of the sisters keeps waiting every day for something to happen. Nothing happens. And in the middle of the night, they see the Totoro's dancing. So they join them and they dance around the circle. And as they do, the sprouts just start coming up, and they shoot up and they shoot up, and they become this huge entangled mass that's just like it's 50 feet around, and it's 100 feet high, and it's all these massive trees are all intertwined into this massive instant thing, and they're all dancing around and all happy. And so I'm calling on my Lady Ildevar to bring about a massive growth of these oaks whose roots can shatter that entryway. And that's why I've planted acorns down the hallway as well, so the roots can crush the stone and break into those into all those hallways and fill that entryway,
Cool.
shattering the mountain there eventually with erosion, so that it can never be entered again that way.
Awesome. I love it. Well, yes, you've sealed the gates of Gann with this powerful earth magic, with the rising of the mighty oaks and the other sort of seeds and weeds and whatnot that the entryway, that gaping doorway into the mouth of the cave it's like two huge giant oaks, like kind of twisted around each other and completely blocking that entryway for at least the first 30, actually the first 20 feet into the chamber there.
Huge, massive roots reaching deep into the mountain.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Wonderful.
And again, back to Miyazaki, see castle in the sky where it's just the only thing holding the ruins together, the roots at that point. Yeah.
Cool. Well done.
Did that convert Simeon to my faith?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Nice.
All right. So, well done. Bravo, everyone, for completing the module area of the adventure and surviving mostly intact. Cindella, you only died
three times.
3 times, fool. What would you like to do now? Would head back to the town?
So we want to make sure that shaft is all nice and.
You spent the day like chucking rocks and debris and anything you could find down in there.
And
you want to do something more?
Yeah. Well, Gib was hoping that there'd be boulders just big enough that they would start to get lodged in it, like downwards in it.
Yeah.
So that, and then fill it up, and then fill it up so much that dirt was able to be placed on top of it and then cover it up. So we wouldn't even know that shaft was ever there. Outside of that,
and then pushing more rocks on top of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And topping the whole thing off with a handful of acorns.
Yeah,
okay.
There you go. Exactly.
Okay, sure.
And ape poop.
And poop for fertilizer.
And yeah, ape poop and Gib poop. Sure, what the hell?
Everybody pee on this spot for luck.
Before we go, I'm giving sacred thanks to the mother tree.
Oh, at the great oak. Okay, cool. All right, so I have another adventure lined up.
Does it involve getting these remains back to this order?
That's part there. There is part of that. That letter asked that letter that you found asked that all the remains and equipment be returned to the sons of Colbranus.
The scions of Colbranus.
Yes, the scions of Colbranus, and you don't know where these scions might be, but you might be able to seek them out, or even go back to the town and talk to the townsfolk about these scions.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest.
Well,
we go back to town.
Got to go back to town. I got to do some preaching, or really fucked because I'm already at a negative.
How many followers have you converted so far?
Well, that's if I get to count the dwarf, I'm right on track. I've hit my first goal.
Your first 5. You need 7 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 8 made the difference.
But most importantly, everybody gets to go up in a level.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Except for Simeon.
Well, yeah, except for Simeon. Do you want to leave Simeon with Sky?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's imperative. And I promise to come
Why
back.
can't we bring him along? I mean, he'd make a great, ally.
He
Big
wouldn't be
giant.
happy with us. He's going to be
No,
happy in the forest.
he's been brought back and made a guardian of this place.
That's it. This is the natural order, not this eye sprouting out of your back, 8 legs. That's just freaky ass shit, no matter what the kith says.
So I'm getting a
So
serious.
what's going to happen to the follower, to the?
Oh my god! Hold on a second. How does my dog keep getting things he shouldn't have? What? How do you get that?
I think we should just follow along at this point.
Yeah, she's a
She's a party member if she wants to be.
She's a party member. She's like willing to like tough it out with Arcor, I guess. Whatever.
These damn lesser cousins.
Hey, we are the guys who got her out of that eternal prison she was in. So,
but if Arcor wasn't around, you guys would have to come up with some reasoning about why she would stay. I mean, there are many reasons why you might be able to convince her to do that, but she's willing to. She's lost in the realms of men. The only one redeeming factor is that there's a fey creature in her presence, so that brings her some sense of more like joy or self-superiority, maybe.
Right, he's a lesser cousin.
Right.
Well, someone that's greater than the rest of the massive out here that she can't stand.
Right. And maybe through Arcor she'd be able to find her way back to the Fey realms, but she knows if she were to go with him, she'd be seen as an instant enemy. So she's sort of trapped, in the mortal plane, because the Kith realms have been destroyed largely. Or at least that's how she thinks about it.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long time since there've been any Kith here.
That's right. Yeah, very long time.
Holy crap.
So we still have time.
Yeah, well, we have some bookkeeping to do.
Right. So those of you that wish to hang on the line and level up, we can do that, and we can even kick off the next adventure.
I'm up for that.
I don't have any of the maps prepared, though I could kind of quickly do one if it's helpful. So for those of you that want to level, go ahead and do that. And as you have questions about your leveling process, just sing out and I'll help. Nils, the only problem for Slan Nagash is that she can't go to the arcane path this next,
right?
Which I don't think you were planning to do, but that is
right.
a restriction for her.
Okay, so level 5.
So what does an action die do for you when you get another one?
Oh, you can do 2 things now. So you can cast 2 spells, or you can cast a spell and fight, or you can slash with your sword twice. Or I'm quite excited about that.
So it essentially gives you 3 actions to a turn, right?
Okay.
One non-combat action, and then 2 action dice, which you can use the action dice for movement or for fighting or spell casting, anything that you would roll a die for, or any other thing that you wouldn't roll a die for. So that's pretty heroic at level 5.
Leveling hit points. Is that what I hit?
You do.
Roll for new hit dice. Oh, yes, there it is.
Yes, you will gain a new hit die.
Amount of hit dice for your class, 1. Ooh. A 5. She's now at 33 hit points.
The hit die of a wizard's a D4, right?
Well, if you go to your electronic character sheet, right there under armor class and hit points, it says leveling hit points as a button. And it's already set for yours.
Where do I find that?
If you go to your character sheet and go into where it says core stats, click on that button. And then it'll be a little bar on the left side that says character information. And
Okay,
as you
hold on a second. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, I don't see a character sheet for Gib, but I don't think everyone was set up.
You're gonna have to fix that.
The
D4?
Under Mike. Yeah, but it's not really filled in or anything.
Yeah, that's fine. I just
Is a wizard a D4? Just put a D4 and screw
Yeah.
up the character sheet.
Come on. Can I get one D4, please? One.
Let me get a 4.
Can I get 1 4 off of a D4, please?
Halfway there.
Oh boy.
We're halfway there.
He is a true wizard because he's now at 13.
13 hit points.
Yeah, but you went up in intelligence, and that never happens. So,
Well,
that's
what
pretty
I'm saying.
awesome.
He's a true wizard, you know.
Yeah.
Frail. He's
Let's see. I need. I'll be right back with you all. I just got to grab another notebook.
Yeah, and then I have
he
some
is literally just 3 points ahead of where he started at 10.
Oh yeah, you took permanent hit point damage.
Yeah, he's taking permanent hit point damage. He cannot get hit. If he gets hit once, he's probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, Nils.
For what?
That Doridian turned into an ape and didn't get to stay down here and find the weapon.
Yeah, you ruined my master plan.
Why is my character sheet not showing up? I can't get Hammy to appear.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get a little gray rectangle for Hammy's character sheet. Now I just bumped out of. I just got bumped out of our campaign. I just got bumped back to roll 20s.
I can.
Mine's lagging.
I just
Now Hammy's back. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. What'd I just get?
Looks like a 3.
Looks like a 3.
You also get any stamina bonus to that.
Does Hammy have a stamina bonus? No.
I don't know. I'm just
Just checking. Okay, because Hammy's now level 5. Yeah, I got to roll for some spells here.
How many spells are you gaining?
Are you changing things around, Aaron, or did I just do something?
I didn't do anything, no. Oh, I put the map onto the sketch pad because I'm drawing new maps here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't talking to myself.
Yeah, I don't have my full spell book here that I can see. I think I only got a couple spells in right now. Oh no, that's just my level 2s. So, level 3s.
Do you gain one new spell or two, or how does that work for your
At
progression?
level 5, my crit die is changed to a D12.
Oh, and don't forget your attack modifier too.
Oh yeah, it's now +3.
Nice, Nils.
Crit table still a 3.
Ooh, I'm a D24 on table 5.
My will's gone up.
And my crit range is increased.
Nice. Yeah, I gain 1 level 2 and I gain 2 level 3s. That's kind of exciting. But it brings me back to the conversation we were having last week, and we can carry on and see what you think. Of the level 2s, I have 4 of them. So that would give me a D7. Funky dice. Am I talking to myself or to other people here?
Oh, we're all here.
I'm here.
I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be monopolizing. I'm sort of talking to myself. So, D7 for the new level 2 spell. And hold on, there it is. I rolled a 7. That'd be a 1. Wood weirding. I don't know what that does.
Aaron?
Uh-huh.
Oh, never mind. Answer.
You found the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so my new level 2 spell is wood weirding. And my level 3s, I got 2 of these. They're also D7s, oddly enough. I guess the first one would be a D7, then it would be a D6. All right, so here we've run into the conversation we're having. Animate dead.
Oh, why didn't you just re-roll that one?
Okay. Well, then just roll a D6 and ignore that, spell, because there's 7 spells in the list.
Okay.
Because I can see speak with the dead, that would almost work. You know, I could. Because I'm talking to those of another realm.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense, but actually animating that dead just didn't make sense for the character and the goddess.
If you want to convert that, I'm okay to convert that to speak with dead.
Well, speak with dead is an actual spell.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So if I roll the speak with dead, I don't have a problem with that one. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll just re-roll it.
So a 6, true name. Is that good? We'll find out. I have homework to do, and I have one more. It sure would be nice to get. Ooh, bolt from the blue would be good. Good spiritual weapon would be nice. Well, I guess now I'm rolling a D5. Bolt from the blue. No, excuse me, exercise, because if we're not using animate dead, bolt from the blue would be number 1. So exercise.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
No, fortunately, it's exorcise, not exercise. I got some stats with Hammy to take up. Very good. Homework to do with her. I think, wow, new things to do with her. Oh, that's one thing I forgot. I was hoping that Gib could spend some time looking at my mace and if he could see if he can't figure out what it does.
Sure, we can. Oh, since there's plenty of time to pass, we'll just give it an automatic success. So it's a +2 mace.
Nice.
And it also, once a day, can charm person.
I'm back.
Hey, Gib.
Hello.
Hey.
So it's a +2 mace, and I can charm person once a day.
Correct. And yes.
A regular damage of D6.
And it gives you a +1 personality modifier. But for personal interactions only, not for spell casting. Does that make sense?
Yes. So like when I'm preaching to the masses, trying to get converts. Because it happens to have an acorn right on it.
In that, yeah, the hilt is the pommel, the bit at the bottom.
It's a bronze acorn.
Right, and the top of it though is the top of it is like this many-legged reptile. Its body is the head of the mace, and the flanges that come out from the edges of the mace are these big reptilian legs,
like a basilisk.
Yeah, kind of like a basilisk. Yeah.
Well, I think that's all I had. Well, I have to do some preaching to the masses every day to try to get followers, but I'll figure I'll do that when everybody's done with what they're doing, because that's sort of a not very exciting. We can do that at the end.
You have your house rules on share in the group forum?
Sure. What do you want, the house rules? Is that what you're looking for? Sure. Yeah, I'll link it for you.
Actually, I'm on the forum page right now. I'm just looking to see.
Did you roll up a character?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what they do. I've already got Ericor and the Slana Shah, so I don't think I need.
Right.
Did you want the house rules, or did you want the iron rules, or do you want the?
I've got the house. I found the link to the house rules.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What level is Ericor?
He's now.
Say it again.
4.
Cool.
Oh my God, Hammy's got a +4 now.
On what?
His attacks.
One thing I do regret is not being able to see what Ridian would be able to do at this level.
Yeah, how many more legs and eyes he could grow?
He never had a chance to summon his 30-foot scorpion.
And we're all a little disappointed in that, I think.
For some reason, I don't think that's the case. Aaron, I can't remember, what's the effect of Mithril on check penalties and fumble dice?
Half.
Okay. And does it make any changes for speed reduction in fumble dice?
Yes, it does. Those are improved too. It's just one step though.
Okay. Good enough. Oh, it's good that the two elvish types got those enviro suits on before they leveled.
Right, because now they don't have to check.
Right.
But if they die, they do.
Right. Die by iron.
Die by iron.
Right. And then they'll have a giant hole in their suit.
Right, right. Oops. Let's try this again.
And Mike, just so Gib is I'm blanking on the word. Not relieved. Assuaged.
Assuaged of any guilt?
No. Aircore has enlarged too.
Oh, okay.
He's just
All right.
really remorseful that he didn't save his comrade and also didn't get that magic spellbook.
Cindella and Horace have leveled up.
So as we move ahead into whatever adventures we have next, both of my casters have open spell slots.
Okay.
Oh. Could of course Slana Shah would be keeping Radiant Spellbook as a memento of her service and to further her knowledge.
Damn straight.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's fine. I think.
Just an idea.
Sure. I like it. I think it's a good idea. Oops.
She'll still have the limitations of her class. I mean, of her level.
Right. Absolutely. Right.
And she's a level 1 or 2 now?
She's now 2. So would she be allowed to pick one spell? I mean, she gained 1 spell. Would she be allowed to pick 1 spell out of the book to learn?
Sure. She could do that. If you wish to, or you could take your chances on the table. I have a new table to that will what am I trying to say? I have a new table that will
mess us up.
Give you spell effects for learning spells without questing for them. So you can choose to fill. So those of you who are wizards that choose to fill your slots now, you can do that. You'll just roll on this table that I have.
Okay, and then what? I don't.
Otherwise,
understand.
you can quest for a spell and find one in the wilds. You know,
right? But I'm not understanding what would be the spell effects. Do you mean?
Well, you'll have to find out from the table. It's not the spell effects. It's just the. I guess you might say the penalty or the price of
foregoing that direct
or for forbidden knowledge, right?
Got it. Okay, all right, I understand.
The knowledge that man was not meant to know.
But we're not men.
No, neither of my characters are.
All right. Are we quote unquote ready?
Well, I think we are, because I think my disapproval's been cleared up again, and
yes, all of that good kind of stuff.
Sounds like acne.
Yeah, I want to be everybody back at full.
Well, it'll take 5 days for Gib to be back off of his
Oh, you after your
spell
spell burn?
burns. But
Okay.
that's not that important for.
No, we definitely we have the time game wise. We're not in any hurry, and while you're recovering, we can do some asking around. I can do my preaching, and I want to go to Garrett with his discussion on the scions, just in case he knows something.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Good point.
Okay, so where should we start with that?
Well, let's start with Gib resting.
Okay, so that's 5 days, correct?
So Gib's rested.
Where's my calendar?
Well, don't we want to head off to a town or something?
That's
so
that's what we're doing. You guys are
we
traveling
are
to
there.
Town.
Yeah.
Takes you a day's worth of travel to get to the town, and that means 4 days in town, 4 of which Gib spends resting. And it is now the 7th day, the House of Stone and Dust. On the 8th day, Peter, you have a obligation to Ildevar to
Right.
bring 5 new followers to the faith, and then on the 10th, 7 new followers to the faith.
Right. So I'm gonna.
Are
I've
you
already
at
hit.
5? You're
Yes.
at 5. Okay, so why don't you show us how you inspire others to follow the word of Ildevar here in this backwater town?
Especially with Garrett here too. Oh man.
Well, what he's going to heckle me? Is that?
No, but my point being, you have a competing cleric.
They don't have to stay with Ildevar as long as I get them now.
$5 to join the church?
Well, of course, I'm going to bare my arm and I will hold it forth and show all that, despite my foolishness, Ildevar. And I will tell the whole story. I mean, this is a whole build-up. The story about how we found the sacred oak. We were led to find the sacred oak. Continually getting back to acorns. I'm going to continue to get back to acorns with the goddess, and keep mentioning the goddess. I mean, this is a long, slow process. I'm not standing in the square trying to get their attention. I'm working the people and telling the stories about where we've been, what we've done. And again, it's always back to these acorns, because it gets to that story about, the power of the goddess brought forth from the mother tree acorns that crushed the sides of the mountains and closed this forever.
This starting place.
Yeah, and you just bring this mace forward and lots of sound effects.
It's like C-3PO and the Ewoks.
Right. Without the floating.
Okay.
But again, I don't want to. I'm not in their faces screaming, "You need to convert!" But I'm going to come say, "Oh, the power of Ildevar! God bless, God has blessed us all, and let me tell you what happened to us." And I got Hemi going, "Praise be the goddess! I saw it all."
Okay.
And I want to know who else in the party's joining.
Also on the take.
Right, Hami's on the take.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're not asking for any money. We're not asking for nothing.
So before I have Peter make a roll against what I have in mind here, based on his evocative description of how he's trying to bring new followers to the faith, are any of the other party members willing to become followers of Ildevar?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Nope.
Was that
Vanilla
a yes? I think that was a yes from Gib, but a no from everyone else.
Vanilla has shopping to do.
I think that was a no from everybody.
Oh, no from everyone. All right. Peter, why don't you roll a DC 10? I'll give you a die shift up. It's a personality check. DC 10 personality on a D24.
Okay, with a +2 with my personality. And I'm just going to remember all this when it comes time to healing.
And do you get
nothing the first day? What? Why does it say a D5, D24?
I think the D5 might have been from earlier. I don't know. Let me check it.
I have no idea. But it's a
D5
+2, whatever it is.
5 was from your checking for what spells you got.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 3.
Yeah, so the townsfolk, they just don't buy it. They're like, that's bullshit.
Well, I'll just keep working it.
You can give me one other way to come at this. You can take a little bit of time to think about it, but the preachings and the extollations of the strength and power of Ildivar was not enough to sway anyone. They're like, Cornus is totally where it's at, bro.
Yeah. See, Garrett plays music for them.
You know what? Good. Well, then we'll remember this with the healing spells, because I don't remember Garrett making any healing spells. So you know what? That's how I'm going to get the people.
Right.
That's how I'm going to get the people. I will use my
You're
magic.
gonna be all,
Somehow
hey,
Garrett
Gib,
has more.
you want to heal? You got to convert right now.
Well, I'm talking Gib. You know, you're looking kind of, you know,
Shirtless.
sickly there. I'm a little worried there, running around,
Shirtless
no
and
shirt.
sickly.
The weather's getting cold. You get beat up a lot. I'm just saying. So I'm trying to see what. Oh yeah, stinging stone. I'll be playing with some stinging stones.
You want something fun? Have Gib put his shirt on and then heal him of his maggots.
I can't heal that. No, well, I could actually. That's what exercise does. I could break a patron bond, but then that breaks the patron bond and that screws you.
Yeah, Gib's not having any patron changes anytime soon. He's liking what he's doing.
I could just use word of command, but that doesn't count, does it? You know what? Yeah, the next time I start preaching, I'm going to preach at night. I'm going to call down sunlight, and then I'm going to start using wood weirding to bend all the wood around.
Okay. Why don't you... this would be the last check before the 8th day. And why don't you make your 2 spell checks for this, the light and the...
What's the bonus for the day?
Weirding way. It's a +2 today, on the eve of the 7th day of the House of Stone and Dust.
Ooh, so level 5 +2 +6 is a +9. All right. Oh, I like that 18 better. What did I get?
A 13. So it's a minimal result. So you do call down a ray of sunlight, which is kind of startling in the full dark of night. Why don't you cast your weirding wood?
Well, I was hoping they had somebody who needed some healing, as I was hoping. That's always a great one. Is there anybody who needs healing there?
No, nobody
injured themselves in the field today?
No.
Garrett's been healing everyone. What can I say?
Garrett's not capable of healing anybody. We all know that.
How do you know that? Clearly all the townsfolk are healed.
Then why was he useless to us?
Because this is where his calling was.
I guess so. I also have cure paralysis. Oh, I'm using stinging stone too, because that's always a show winner. So what?
He wants to pull a Moses.
Yes.
You want to use weirding way or stinging stones?
Well, wood weirding just bends wood, but stinging stones would make, I could you throw down a rock or throw down a stick and it's a snake and all that neat stuff. So I think, the spiders, and that's far more theatrical.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make.
Because I think if I just bend a bunch of wood, they're gonna be pissed off I messed up their hose. You fucked up my shovel, bitch.
I mean,
throwing a bunch of snakes and spiders out there.
Oh, I love this 25.
All right, so that's a pretty hefty result. Why don't you give me a DC 10 personality check, this time on a D20? Folks are sort of getting tired of your
rhetoric,
hostilization.
Fine.
Let's see how you do.
I still got a +2 for personality. Level doesn't affect that, does it?
Did you add? And you can add the +1 from the mace effect too.
Oh, I have not been adding that.
Yeah.
So a +2 for my personality, +1 for the mace.
But the mace only provides that personality bonus for
this sort of thing,
personal interactions, not for spell checks.
Right.
So you might want to note that down in your character sheet, because I will probably forget.
Okay. Right, because you don't get a plus, like your plus level or anything for interactions. That's only for spell checks.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Oh.
Hey, there you
Taking
go.
13, and if Hammy can help that, he will.
Hammy can use some of his luck, sure.
Yes, he will.
You'll just go in down wherever. Well, I'll just track it against the calendar. How much do you want to apply, Hammy?
Well, 13 looks like a minimal result. If I think,
sorry. So you've swayed at least 3 to your cause.
then he wants to burn, I think, at least 2 luck to get 4 more, I would think.
Okay. So that'll take you up to 7. So you've got 7 that are sort of curious about Ildevar and willing to sit and listen. It'll take you another 5 days to really drive home the core of the teachings.
That's fine.
So let's see, that puts us at the 13th day.
So while she's doing that, we have everybody else researching everything else, I guess.
Sure.
Cindella's shopping.
What are you seeking out, Cindella?
Well, she needs a new dagger, but she would really like to see if there are any potential, if there's like an herbalist or something where she might be able to find some poisons.
All right. The dagger's no problem. That's super easy to come by. The poisons, that's another manner. That's another issue. Why don't you show us how you're...
It's another kettle of fish.
Yeah, why don't you show us how you seek this practitioner of the dark arts?
Well,
because that's the only one in a small civilized town like this that would even dare to mess with toxins like that.
She waits until night's fallen, and she's kind of watching.
And I've distracted everybody with my song and dance.
As Gert has been doing this whole thing, she kind of knows that this practitioner of the dark arts might be around to watch and find ways to persuade people back to the dark arts after this demonstration's been done. So she's slinking around watching people's gazes and just general reactions to see if she can find this practitioner of the dark arts.
Maybe the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, and once she's found this practitioner, she's gonna speak some just give a couple like
code phrases. Why don't you make a luck check for me and see if you can find a contact in this nefarious realm of this peaceful village.
Yep.
Okay. So you find there's a young boy that's sort of, and he's truly a boy in your minds. He's maybe 16, and he's taken a big fancy to Cindella. He's mostly been following you around, though. Every time you catch his eye, he sort of blushes and runs off. Though you have now cornered him in the marketplace down by the watering well, and he says, "I know you're looking for something. I can help. I know I can. My uncle, Istvan, he might have what you want. Tell me what it is. I'll take you to him."
Young man, I'm looking for poisons, something to give my weapons a nice touch.
His breath, he starts to breathe a little bit shallower and faster. And he says, my uncle, he might be able to help. I'll take you right now. He takes you out to an old a shack on the edge of the town, and Istvan is obviously a drunk, and he cares for the boy after a sorts, but he mostly looks after himself. He says, "What do you want, witch?"
Witch. I am in need of some poisonous herbs to fuel some of my spells.
Oh, an assassin, is it? Ah, I used to do them a bit of that my day. Well, what do you have to trade for it? He looks at you kind of cross-side, askance, I guess is the right word.
Ooh, nice use of askance.
I have much money, as well as a rather unique rope to trade that's stronger than any you have.
Let's see this rope then.
Cindella pulls out the cat flesh rope that she had grabbed earlier and presents it to him.
How many feet of it is it?
This is a 10-foot rope.
He says, not very much of this. Boing, boing, boing. Pretty strong though. What else you got?
Money. Lots of money.
How much? Poison ain't cheap.
How much you want for it?
A lot.
Make a personality check. Even, just use your mods. Tell me your result.
Okay.
No, you can't borrow my mace.
13.
40 gold. I've got this pot of poison here. It's been sitting under my bed. Pissing it sometimes. Only makes it stronger.
Ew.
30. 30 gold in the rope.
You drive a hard bargain. Make another personality check.
$14.
Done.
Cindella pulls out her purse, counts out 30 gold, hands it to him, and gives him the rope.
Okay. He provides you with the vial of poison. It's actually it's like more like a a pot. It's about the size.
A pot to piss in?
Yeah, it's a pot to piss in. It's larger than a fist, right? So let's say 8 fist size.
So it's like a large glass or something.
It's got like a ceramic lid that's kind of sealed with some wax, and let's see. Okay.
So it's got quite a few uses then.
Sure. Roll a D5.
5.
Okay, so it has 5 applications.
Cool.
An application is good for 1 attack. One hit of an attack. Why don't you roll a D16? I'll tell you what kind of poison it is.
If it's hallucinogenic, Gib may want to borrow it.
Right. Can I
15.
get a hit off of that?
Of course. No. I wish to study it. Yes.
Don't bogart that.
All right, 15.
Okay. This is the venom of a giant scorpion. It causes let's see. Yes, it has a DC 12 fort save, and if that's unsuccessful, it causes an extra D6 points of damage.
Cool.
You'll have to write that down on your character sheet because I won't remember.
I wrote all of that down.
Okay, cool. And has again 5 applications.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, that's one thing that I haven't seen other thieves do yet is get some poisons going. So.
Well, you've got some now.
Yeah, her being an assassin, I thought it only appropriate.
Right. Anyone else doing anything in town?
Yeah, so we're going to be here for quite a while, it sounds like.
Almost a fortnight.
Right, okay. So, Ericor was originally a forester. That was his 0 level spell or skill. And so he's going to, for one of his spells, he's going to take Find Familiar spell, since he already has animal control, and use a week of that time to find a familiar.
Okay.
But it's kind of an involved process, so we don't necessarily need to do it now. I mean, I can either we can do it offline, or I can do it on my own, or whatever. So.
Whatever you like. I thought it was just a roll on a table for the familiar.
Let me look it up.
It's a bunch of rolls on a table.
Yeah, there's a couple of rolls.
Well, that's fine. It's just a couple of rolls, right?
Yeah, go for it. I certainly monopolize time.
Me too.
It's like page 141, maybe?
Right, but then...
Or is it in the judge's
316 for the first.
Find familiar. All right. So why don't you make your spell check against, and then 316, huh?
So he's going to wait for a propitious day. I think when he said, well, first of all, it's going to take at least a week. Is the casting time. So
the best propitious day you could wait for would be a +2.
Okay, so +2, plus his level of 4. Let me get back to him. I don't think he actually has any int bonus. Nope. So that's 6, and he will. He's was kind of scared by what's his face, Gibbs burning. So he's going to actually only burn
3 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, okay, that's a total of 9. And I don't have the spell set up, so I'm just going to do a regular roll.
Yeah, that's probably easier.
29. No. Oop, there we go.
Okay, so it goes off. What's the mercurial effect?
Oh, good point. What's that roll?
It's a percentile plus 10% for every luck mod, or minus 10% for every luck mod.
$75.
75 even.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Awesome.
Spell by proxy. You can choose another person or object to deliver its spell in your stead. First, by touching the proxy, and the proxy releases the spell a number of rounds later. Non-intelligence proxies release the spell at this time. Intelligence proxies can release it at any point prior to the time intended. So if you have anything cool about that, or I can make some suggestions, but whatever the case, the spell goes off. So now we need to determine the familiar type, Guardian, Focal, Arcane.
So 318.
You roll a...
Neutral.
Oh, what was your spell check result? Was
23.
And you're neutral, so it's Arcane.
Oh, right.
And its physical configuration is a...
D14.
Thanks, Ethan. Can you roll a D14, please?
A rat.
Okay, it's a rat that has 120 feet of infravision.
Well, what it is that it gives you that bonus, is what it does. In parentheses, it gives the caster that.
Oh, and the master's benefit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an arcane rat. I love it. And...
Been cool. Or an elemental. At least it's not a giant trick. Could have had a minotaur. Anyway.
So you get 120. You get your vision is enhanced by the presence of this familiar from 60 feet of infravision to 120 feet of infravision. So when you're alone, you can see that far in the dark. And then let's see the familiar's personality. It's a D20. 6.
It's pleased to meet you.
It's cranky.
No, it's cranky.
It is.
It's a cranky rat.
It's Scabbers.
No, Scabbers was a sleepy rat.
Let's see. So you get the familiar has a D4 plus 2 hit points. It has AC 14. It uses your own saving throws when it has to make them. Has an intelligence of about 5. Very smart for a rat. You can communicate with it telepathically. Absolutely loyal to you. You gain a hit point bonus equal to the familiars. So whatever the familiar's hit points are, you gain those. And...
Ooh, and you get a free level 1 spell.
Gains a +1 bonus when using the same ability. +4 bonus, for example, a wizard of the cat gains. Oh, so when you do rat-like things, you gain a +4 bonus to any DC check that you might make against it. And it's an arcane familiar. They have some kind of special power.
Oh, yes.
It knows a random level 1 spell that you don't already know. Or you can create an interesting spell-like power for this arcane rat. In which case it would just be a custom spell that we need to write up offline. And you can cast it, the familiar spell, using your normal spell check modifier. And it has an attack modifier. The rat has an attack modifier of +1 and does a D3 points of damage.
Right. Oh, and we forgot the component. Well, table 7-3.
What's?
Or no, I'm sorry. That was a different something else. Never mind.
That's something else. Yeah.
Right, okay. Good. I don't think I could get a virgin pure heart or hyena bark.
Oh yeah, that's when you're questing for spells and stuff.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, that was cool. So now we need a rat name for your rat familiar. Oh, shoot. I'll be right back with you guys. Sorry, back with y'all. All right. Anybody else doing anything while we're in the town, doing this town-like stuff?
Horace is just buying food.
Okay, how much food are you buying, Horace?
Well, when it comes, he's gonna need to. He'll have to pay for his night's food while he's in the town, obviously.
You guys
As well
can
as
sort of
Cinderella.
live off your charm and good looks while you're in the town.
Okay.
So you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. Oh, Cinderella would have bought food when she bought the dagger too, but 5 days rations each.
Okay, it's just normal list prices for that kind of mundane stuff.
Cool. He's not doing anything else special.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Unless you want to roll
refit.
the.
I just have some refitting, like, I need to buy more lanterns and stuff like that. But
Yeah, unless you want us to do the carousing table.
no.
Oh yeah,
No.
does any? Ooh, yes,
No.
the carousing table.
Horace is fine with doing the carousing table since
Well, that's
he isn't
only
doing
that's
anything
only
else.
if you want to spend more time in town. Where you
Okay.
need to do the carousing table, because you guys have kind of already been doing your stuff.
Right, but I mean,
You've been
since Horace
staying
isn't
busy.
actually doing anything busy or specific,
Yeah.
So you want to roll on the carousing table? That's what you're saying you want to do.
yeah.
It always works out so well for him.
All right.
But before he does, he's gonna take his plate mail off and leave it with Cinderella.
Okay. All right.
So you don't end up waking up naked on the steps again
Exactly.
with your butt lubed. That was embarrassing for all of us.
Everybody involved. Let's see, where are the carousing tables?
Yeah, Horace's luck is crap, so
Here they are.
I'm not taking any chances there.
Skull Mountain carousing tables by Balthazar Balzacars. You can roll on general. Let's see, what are they? Yeah, general. Thieving about town. The dark arts. Bazaar of the gods. I think that's it. Oh, or keeping a low profile.
We will go with the dark arts.
All right. Go ahead and roll a D30. Yes.
Do something I haven't done before.
D30 mod by luck.
D30 minus 3. Seven. It's not a 1. That's a first.
So one of the evenings there's a traveling merchant comes through town. He's like got a gypsy wagon and it's pulled by a swayed back pony. And he hears, he's like, warrior seeking the mystics of the ancients, eh? Well, come with me and I'll show you some fabulous insights. I have tomes, scrolls, a variety of pamphlets. And he leads you to his shack, and he basically dumps all of this crap on you. Scrolls, booklets, little pamphlets, even a big heavy book. And he keeps pulling them out, and you're like, oh yes, that one. I'll take. Oh, it's only that much more. How much treasure does Horace have?
A lot.
But he doesn't carry it.
How much is a lot?
How much is a lot is 350 gold pieces.
Okay, you spend it all.
Oh. And you're illiterate.
And then you have these, but you know, it's you realize in the morning that it's all just a fraud and a sham as you're like showing them to give, and you're like, look what I got. This is so awesome. What does it say? And he's like, what does it say, Gib? That's not magical at all.
It's recipes.
Recipes, cooking recipes, not even potion recipes.
Yeah, not even potion recipes. Though it's worded to sound like it is like the delightful mistful drink that will enlighten you and tantalize you.
All
at the
your
same
taste
time.
buds, yes.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, there's some root extract here and a little bit of sugar, and you know, it's for a nice
And a squeeze of lemon and lime. Quite refreshing in the summer.
Yes.
Well, Horace will now be the group cook, apparently.
Okay.
So he will file away his books of recipes.
So why did you? I guess I wasn't paying attention. Why did you end up in that carousal?
So when there's downtime in like kind of an urban environment,
Yeah,
you guys can roll on the carousing table.
sure, right.
And it's just a chance. It's basically just a bunch of random encounters. Good stuff can happen.
I thought that there was like 3 different types that you could go on.
We're like 4.
There are like 4 or 5. There's just general carousing about town. There's the dark arts. There's the bazaar of the gods. There's like thieving, scum and villainy, and there's keeping a low profile where you just kind of hole up and you don't try to make a nuisance of yourself.
Right.
I think there's like 5 different things.
And what's the third one? Something of the gods?
Yes, Bazaar of the Gods. It's like messing
like,
with the metaphysical, I guess.
Because that always works out well too.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Horace got his divine aid thing. So
that's the route you took, you know.
Well, at least you didn't end up naked with your butt lubed again, so that's good.
Yeah. Now I can cook for you all.
A sumptuous feast. If I can just find the right recipe. Damn it, where is it?
Hammy is dubious of this.
I don't know. I'll be the judge of that. Okay. Gib, are you anything special you want to do during this time in town?
I think in general he's gonna go for the find the spells type of stuff. And he's got two spell slots open.
Okay, so you can roll on the carousing table, or you can just open your mind to the forbidden knowledge that man should not be meant to know.
Yeah.
And
Is that the dark arts one?
No, that you can carouse on the dark arts and maybe get some spell result, or you can open your mind to the arcane universe and draw some magic to you, and then but there would be some sort of effect for that.
There's a bet, you said?
A guaranteed effect. But what it is, it's on a table, a D60 table.
Is this in the book, or is this something that was recently invented or something?
It's third party, yeah.
Ah, interesting. And that's more risky than basically waiting for the spell, I take it.
Well, yeah, until you like find a spell and then choose to learn it.
Right. Are all the results of the 60 bad?
I don't know.
He's intentionally not looked at it.
Do they all end up with you naked on the temple steps?
Yeah.
Having lost my
sure.
spell.
Well, Gibbs got a space for 2. He didn't know that until this new 5th level and the added intelligence.
What levels are they for?
Well, so right now technically he can have that's a good question. Let me look.
He's level 5, so he can get level 3 spells.
He can have 1 level 3 spell. He already has a level 3 spell. given to him by the
That was the
Eternal champion.
the eternal champion that he happened to swoggle his way into. So he's maxed out on level 3. But where's the darn wizards at? There, it's at the
Page 50.
And let's see. So he has a total of 8 spells. He can have 2. That doesn't make sense. Oh, right. Oh, I guess it doesn't give a maximum of how many you can have of that.
No, that's only clerics. It's just a maximum number of spells you can have total.
So they're like spell slots, I guess, and you can have level 3 spells. You could So you could choose. I guess you could do level 3 spells.
Yeah, I don't know how it randomizes out in your little thing, but Gib will go for 1. He'll quest for 1, and then for later on for shits and giggles.
He'll keep 1 slot open, and he'll draw 1.
But he's opening up his mind to the. He's hoping that he did the right thing, for.
Okay, well, why don't you roll on the level 3 table and let's see what spell you get.
How do I do that?
Were you just looking at it, the level 3 table?
I wasn't. I was not. I was looking at the wizard overall thing.
Okay, it's
trying to look.
Roll a d24. Sorry, d23.
D23.
Is there a D23?
You just roll a D24 and re-roll.
A 24.
13. Lucky 13.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. That sounds awful.
That sounds wonderful.
Sounds like he's got at least a decent another.
Do you want to do your
Mercurial? Sure.
Because my spells, I am not that excited with.
He's a +1 for
luck.
For luck. There's no intelligence, right?
No intelligence.
So it's a +10.
Yep. Gib is literally a firebender.
D100 plus 10.
You've gone from shooting fire from your hand to shooting lightning.
Oh wow, 97.
Wow, that's quite a result.
Shit.
That's big.
Boy, Gib's really gonna die now.
This spell is powered by the energies of the living. The nearest creature, other than the caster, takes a d6 hit points of damage per spell level. So that's 3d6 per
and
spell
for
level.
every 2 hit points lost, the spell check result is increased by +1.
Yeah.
So if you cast that against...
Now let's see. Roll a d60.
Enemy.
Where it says question mark, question, just click that and then punch in 1 and then punch in 60.
1 and enter, then 60?
Yep. And then enter again.
Did it go?
Yep, 38.
38, that's a good number.
Well, it's always perspective. Is it good from the GM's point of view?
Right.
Learning a spell has transformed you. You turn into a bestial, brutish form.
Oh, you're an ape.
If angered or damaged for 1 10-minute turn. Casting the spell is -1, is a die shift down in this form, but your melee attacks are a die shift up. So yeah, so you've been tainted by the apeness of that polymorph spell that you avoided in the chamber.
Right.
But it left a mark on you, and that mark is this kind of this sudden transformation that you have whenever you get whenever you're damaged.
I scratched that. You're very much a druid right now.
So
so if I get hit,
yeah, if you take damage for 10 minutes for one turn, you turn into an ape. You kind of hulk up.
Okay.
Arrgh,
So I
Gann
lose.
smash.
So I lose. Yeah, exactly.
And then casting spells is a die shift down when
Okay.
you're an ape, but your melee attacks are a die shift up.
Interesting.
Yep, you're a druid. You've got fire spells, lightning spells, and you transform into animals.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Who said there aren't?
don't take away Mike's agency for about how he sees his character. Although we should all remind him that he is shirtless.
Yet another druid. Yeah.
Yes, he is shirtless.
Or you can wear the shirt and the maggots can take the damage when you cast that spell.
Nearest creature?
Probably not.
Damn it!
That's a nice deep pull. So I give you props for that.
I'm trying. I'm just trying here.
Definitely.
You see these maggots dropping out of his sleeves and then dying as they before they hit the ground.
So if we could take the time to sell some stuff, could we do that?
Sure. What do you want to sell?
Well, a lot of stuff, you know, from like that dungeon. There's the.
What do you want Syndella to fence for you?
Actually, guys, I'm going to drop off. My computer's about to die.
All right. It was good hanging out, Nils. We'll catch up with you later.
Yep. Bye.
So all the stuff that was just collected that doesn't seem to be, you know, mostly like the stones that were out of the.
Well, what do you have? I'll tell you what you can get for it.
Okay. He's going to hold on to the metal quill, but there's the there's one. So he's got the one of the jewels from the monkey's head.
Mm-hmm.
That's magical. Mm-hmm. Maybe you should hold on to that though.
Yeah, but we have 3 carnelian stones worth roughly 200 gold piece each, a crescent moonstone worth about 300 each. Mm-hmm. One of those, excuse me. A glowing fist-sized pearl in pink that apparently is magic, so we're going to hold on to that. And 2 snarl pearls were roughly worth 100, was what the dwarf said.
Yeah, and I'm fine with everybody, you know, sharing on the loot that was pulled out of there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If that's the route we want to go.
I'm happy to do that as well.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it. Yeah, so that's 1,000. So 5-way split is. Are you 5 or 4? You're 4. So call it 800 because it's sort of a backwater where you are, and that would pretty much. You know, you have to wait for merchants and things like that.
Sure.
That's a good price for them.
I mean, 800 is a good price in a backwater.
So yeah, so you guys can. That's 200 a piece.
Okay.
And that money will go to food, probably.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Hey, it's a good thing we did this now, Ethan, instead of.
I know. Horace puts his armor back on now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave gold behind with my new followers to help get things started, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, to sort of establish the church, as it were.
Yeah. Well, in Ildivar, it's not going to be necessarily a church. It's probably a grove or something like that. And I'm going to be back, and I'm going to come back every year. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, this might be our base of operations, is what you were saying last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Syndella and Horace will be donating some of their newfound wealth to Garrett's temple construction project.
Okay. Yes, the dueling clerics.
Yes. The clerics who are vying for control of this town.
Just when I'm in disfavor. Just when I'm in disfavor.
I'm gonna head on out, guys. I will hopefully see you guys next week.
Yeah, and we'll kick off a new
Yeah.
adventure next week. I think this was a good close for the
Oh
session.
yeah.
Yep.
Right on. Thanks, Mike.
Floridian.
Oh,
Yeah.
for poor Ridian. For Ethan and Peter, if you're still on the line, any hits or misses for you tonight?
We hit level 5.
Yeah, that's huge.
Major hit was I got to actually do the Totoro massive things growing instantly. Had that visual in my head since we started talking about this goddess in the first place.
Right. So you got to actually bring that into play. That was neat.
Big miss was Nils getting turned into an 8, but I actually think it's really kind of interesting for the story. I'm actually liking it a lot now that we've gone on with.
Yeah, and with Mike being Hulk, Ape Hulk.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that taint carrying on. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the fact that we are kind of building a sort of base of operations here.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, like on the ruins of the gates of Gann in this village.
Right.
Can't believe we started. Now, I do have a question for you.
Sure.
Because you said you have it within your power to do it. Was there a trick we missed? Was there something that because you seem kind of surprised, like, well, yeah, I guess that'll work.
I think what I was thinking of was the Kith using their ability to have a teleportation.
I completely forgot they could do that.
Yeah. And I'd reminded Nils about it like twice, and then I wasn't going to keep belaboring the point.
Yeah. I think this was more cinematic though.
But I think even with that, it may not have worked. I think you guys went about it the right way, because simply bolting the door and then passing through the Fey realm to the other side of the gate would have just left the dogmen and the humanoids down there, and they would just open it up and go back out whenever they wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was enough other stuff down there I didn't want getting out, and I didn't want anyone getting in.
Sure.
Well, this was as cinematic a moment as paralyzing that fucking giant worm.
Yep. Or Horus
shattering
the portal, right?
In the very last moment, yeah.
Shattering the portal in the Curse of Kingspire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I imagine,
the dragon, the dragon wall.
Valgazar.
Right. The dragon wall, once you guys went through on the other side.
Yeah, and the bone dragon was coming through right behind us.
Bone dragon's coming through. The Kith stop, watch the dragon. They start chanting or singing, and then Horus hits the portal, and there's silence.
Right. That was awesome. That was super awesome.
We like having cinematic moments to end our adventures, don't we?
Yeah, it seems to be working out that way, which is better than TPKs. So that's
which we've also done.
Yeah, I think for the miss for me was Ridian getting turned into the ape. I thought I kind of warned you guys off of it well enough, but everybody was like, the wizards were like, no way, let's figure this out. This is going to be awesome.
And I was like, no, guys, I think this is a bad idea. But if you really think that's what you want,
put your arm in that hole, okay?
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Yeah, it was funny. The two who weren't there for the arm in the hole were the ones who almost got transfixed.
They didn't learn their lesson.
I know I've learned mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the miss for me too was there was quite a bit of the dungeon that you guys didn't see, but I think
there's a whole lot we didn't see. Was my guess.
Yeah. But that's fine too. I mean, that's you made a choice about what you wanted to do and how you executed on it well. So that was good. And now you've got to advance to the next level. And the next module I have for you is going to be it's high level AD&D 8 to 12 levels 8 to 12. So if you can imagine what that is, I mean, there are going to be no punches pulled in this, right?
That's like frost giants and
with that, I understood why we couldn't level up in this one during the middle of it. It would be nice if certainly the Kith and some of the lower level characters have a chance to level up in this one.
Yeah, well,
deadly.
If you guys had chosen to continue on in the dungeon, I would have let the Kith level to level 2 for sure. I think this next adventure is time bound, so it's going to be it's going to be intense. So you won't be having time to camp and do all of that stuff like you were doing in the last session. So just be prepared for that.
A race against the clock.
A little bit.
Okay.
Ah, crap.
Yeah. So, which means thinking about how to conserve your resources, and for for Hammy, that's luck. For Gerda, that's disfavor.
Syndella, that's luck too. Yeah.
Yeah, luck for Syndella. The wizards and their spell burning. They're even in the first few encounters, there are big challenges. So it'll be interesting. This is not a module written by Guy, though it's published by him. It's written by somebody called Robert Kuntz. Can you see it? Dark Druids.
Oh, interesting.
In the backwardsness of it.
Where do you have it up on the
Yeah,
see the video hangout, Peter?
Ah, there we go. So I should go buy a copy of that immediately.
You should. Uh-huh.
It's the only chance of surviving.
So next week, I think I'll invite Guy to come maybe a little bit early, maybe 6:30, and we can have I think it would be fun to have a
chat with the developer.
Yeah, chat with the developer, an after-action report for both sides, right?
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
You can tell us how foolish we were besides putting our hands in holes.
I think he was pretty impressed with how you guys tackled a lot of it. It was interesting for him, too, to see how it all sort of shook out, right?
I'm still, I'm disappointed we never figured out what the palindromes were used for, and what the other one, the onomatopoeia.
You were like right on the edge there, and it might have been the way I presented it or DM'd it that wasn't super helpful in being able to figure that out. But it happens. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Who wants to take a peek at them first? I'll drop you guys onto the map so you can see the first bit of the next adventure, since you guys hung out late.
Is it shaped like a skull?
Mm-hmm.
Just to be completely out of genre, I've been painting angry medieval rabbits and Wolsung figures.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my god, Wolsung is so much fun. I really enjoy it.
Why isn't Hammy populating the map? Oh, wrong layer.
My dogs have been asleep for the last hour and a half, which means they're going to wake up at 5.
Oh, that's not nice. Oops. I see why. That on the map layer. There. Hammy, where are you? Fine. Let's see. Oops. Just got to grab your party token from another map. know why it didn't populate over. There we go.
Was I at least on the right path with the ape hand and the wall? Was there something there?
There wasn't. There was kind of a red herring.
A red handing, I guess.
Yeah.
But at least we figured out feed a bad egg.
Here we go. Here you guys are on the new map. Bum, bum, bum. Can you guys see that?
Oh, now I do. It looks like hills and a road.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll walk you down the road.
Ooh.
And
Those-
woods.
Those hills are like all mist.
Ooh, that's going to be bad.
And the squares are, it's the map scale is different. It's each square is 30 feet, 10 yards. So it's outdoors. So that's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
Speaking of outdoors, I wanted to change my longsword to a warhammer. They do the same amount of damage and just seems more clericy.
Okay, you can definitely do that. You do have that magical mace.
Oh, that's going to be. I'm going to use that with the shield. Yeah, that's
Okay.
going to be a primary weapon.
Okay.
Just because it's magical.
Right. Right. And you can call that a warhammer if you want. I mean, it could be pretty darn big. That's the way I see it anyway. It's not like a small.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you pictures of the hassle-free figure once she's done.
Cool.
She's gotten bumped a bit lately because I was painting a dungeon.
All right, guys. It was a lot of fun hanging out tonight. I really needed a game, and we sure
Me too.
got in a heck of a one. So, fun
Oh, it was nice to hit a conclusion. Thanks for GM and Aaron.
Absolutely.